to my ribs. Cannot move my spine.
Okay,
It's
why
great.
didn't it change my title? Damn it.
It's great for posture though. It keeps my back straight.
I have found a person on Etsy that sells patterns for amigurumi little crochet stuffies, and one of them is different like organ patterns, like human organs, like a heart and a stomach. It's really
You're just gonna crochet a whole ass person, aren't you?
probably
Welcome
I will be the Victor Frankenstein of crochet.
I swear
Welcome
to
to
God.
Anatomy
I swear to
101.
all the
Here's the
gods,
heart.
Icarus. If you post a picture of you crocheted a bunch of these organs, and you crochet a picture of you with a transmutation circle, I will jump through this computer and smack you upside the head.
Like crochets all of it. Suddenly, no, don't do it.
No, we will not have human transmutation in this good Christian circle.
Equivalent exchange, Icarus. Equivalent exchange.
Okay, frame rates, please go down. Please
Yes.
go
Does that
down.
mean
Yes, Icarus, I know there are
just
people
find
you
a
would
human I
you-
don't like and offer them up?
I know you have a list of people, Icarus, that is still murder. Unfortunately, it is
So it's
still
alchemy.
murder.
It's not murder. It's
It's
scientific.
alchemy.
Okay, okay.
It's not murder. It's
All right.
out.
Kitsune has something to say. Due to legal reasons, I cannot confirm or deny that I have already made the circle for said human transmutation. It is fine. There is enough of you to get one arm and leg cost. Kitsune!
This was his plan all along to get the right number of sacrifice. Motherfucker.
You son of a.
You son of a bitch.
Shit,
It's
yes,
for
I know.
science. Really, Kitsune, it's for science. He says.
God, oh God!
I
How many times have those words preceded the explanation of something horrible?
let's not.
Why is everyone on fire? For science.
Let's not dive down that rabbit hole, shall we?
This was a triumph. I'm making a note here. Huge success.
Oh,
Aperture
GLaDOS.
science. We do what we must because we can.
When life gives you lemons, don't take them. Make them take the lemons back.
I'll use my engineers to make a combustible lemon and burn your house down with the lemons. Yeah.
Look,
Is anyone okay tonight? I don't
No.
think we're okay tonight.
No.
Kitsune, send help, please.
send a therapist.
Wait, Kitsune is the therapist.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
I've been watching those commercials for like the last hour. So
If for anybody wondering, Brian has been watching Thai insurance commercials that apparently are very depressing.
no, some of them are very sweet.
You said that I can't watch them while wearing makeup. That's
Oh,
a
yeah,
red
I
flag.
You cry. It just depends on happy crying or sad crying.
Some of them are sad tears, but some of them are sweet tears.
Yeah.
Some of them are just ridiculous. Like the one of like the guy who, like, some of them are like, you get through the whole thing and realize it's for a security system or for insurance or for like or some of them are just to have a good message, like the guy who paid for an old lady and her grandkids birthday cake for their
A simple act of caring creates a ripple that comes
Yes.
back to you.
you know
This
yeah
ripple that comes back to
yeah
you.
basically this guy offers to pay for this birthday cake for these people. Come to find out that the grandfather whose birthday it is that day did the same thing for him and his mom when he was a kid, and I don't think he knew he obviously didn't know that was the same family, but that was the point of the video. Is like he did it out of the kindness of the heart because the guy, the old guy did the same for him, and so that's always nice. And there's ones of like moms who like I think the one that hurt me the most emotionally was the girl who had a deaf dad.
Oh yeah, that
That
was
one ripped out my soul. Like
no
she
the
thought he
one
did.
the shopkeeper with the homeless guy.
Ah, yes, he slept outside the door.
Yes.
Who also at night defended the door from people and from muggers and
Don't
yeah.
ruin it though.
I won't ruin it, but like it was that guy, the guy who plays the homeless man, he's in a lot of these things.
Yeah.
I swear they was like they got him all like fucked up looking and did like 50 different commercials. It's just the same dude. I think he's even been that dude in movies. Like, it's fucking hilarious. You feel bad for him, but at the same time, like, you are definitely not actually homeless. The amount of money these made, you must have been bank. You're in like you're in at least 5 of these I can think of at the top of my head, and at least one fucking movie.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Wait, what was it?
What
Because
is-
I said, I take all major insurances and accept payments in the form of cake, cookies, brownies, not the corners, and peanut butter fudge. Good to know, Kitsune.
Not the corners.
Okay, but that's fair though. The corners are the worst part of the brownie. You always go
actu-
for the center.
I actually enjoy the corners. I like the crunch.
Corners are
Bridget's
good
looking at me
for-
like, bitch, what the fuck you talking about?
It depends on the brownie, but also the corners are good for if you're kind of heathen like myself who dips them in milk, as if they were a cookie. We also need very sturdy brownies for that.
This is why Mitch lost the war. We revolted because he likes the wrong part of the brownies. Tossing Mitch in the nearest harbor. Sorry, not sorry. It's the most fucking Bostonian thing to say.
Yeah. Yeah, bestie.
Alright,
You're gonna be
so
alright there, Rich.
alright, so we know for a fact that Sarah might not be a no-show. Hannah's gonna be late. Where is Bryce Ossoles? Is he asleep?
Is he awake?
Is he
Alive?
why is
He's a
Bryce
potato.
Ossoles?
Why is Bryce?
Why is
Dawson?
Bryce Ossoles?
It's an excellent question. I ask that question at least several times a week, given how many games I
How will link go up? According to the chat. So should be awake.
He might be getting food.
In other words,
It's not
Brian,
happening.
get on the call.
Get on the call, you silly, silly man.
I'm gonna need you to move your ass.
Present thyself. Things gonna get fun tonight. Things gonna be interesting.
Gonna get jiggy with it. Nah, 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 nah.
Indeed.
Nah, 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 nah. Hey, get jiggy with it. That hurt my soul to do. Anyway.
God damn it, Lucian.
Okay, I say that at least 4 times a day looking at my Facebook, okay? God damn it, Lucian. It's either depressing or it's things I shouldn't be looking at on Facebook.
It's either depressing or it's stuff that you question. How the fuck did you get through Facebook's firewall?
We don't question, it's just Lucian. Also, I would like to draw attention to one of the most fantastic renditions of this song I've ever heard from an almost unexpected source of Mr. Hamilton.
I remember when I remember.
I'll post.
Careful, we don't
yeah.
want to get DMCA.
That's all I'm gonna do. I'm
Oh,
gonna put it in the chat. That is, he doesn't. There is soul in that man. Stop it. There's soul in that man. I did not know could exist.
I have one of his things saved where somebody left a comment on one of his videos that was like, bro, where's your neck? Shoot back into his shirt. I have no idea.
wait,
I have no
my neck
idea.
for millennia.
Wait, hold on.
Find it.
Mitch, where's your neck?
Am I not turtly enough for the turtle club?
Am I not truly enough for the Turtle Club?
That movie was a fucking acid trip.
That movie was dog shit.
But it was so fucking funny. It's like
I didn't
bad.
laugh at that. I didn't laugh at that movie one bit.
To me,
Master of Disguise, by the way.
Excuse me?
See, Bridget
It was
and I are
dog
people
shit.
culture.
You're dog shit.
I know I'm dog shit. I tell myself that every day.
Bridget, we should know by now that Mitch just cannot appreciate American culture.
No.
No one can,
I'm
because
not
it's
entirely
shit.
sure that's American culture. I'm pretty sure it's like
Not even entirely sure it's American.
Mitch,
Not entirely.
go drink some unsweetened tea.
I'm telling
Ooh.
ya, I can toss him in the harbor. Just,
Toss him in the-
points to accepted form of payments.
Okay, I will say this.
Hey,
Master of
I like
Disguise
it.
was an objectively terrible movie. However, it was so bad, it was absolutely fantastic.
Kind of like The Room.
The actual acting in it was because of like he's playing like 15 different. He's playing like 15 different characters, none of which are. But the whole point is that he's supposed to be the character is supposed to be a bad actor. That's the point. He's a master of disguise because he says he's a master of disguise and gets in these completely unconvincing outfits because it's funny.
No. The point is that eventually he gets so good at it that the woman who has no interest in him whatsoever, once he becomes super sexy for 2 minutes, which, by the way, yes, he was. And
I can't deny that was he went from a 3 to an 11 real fast, and none of us were prepared. It's like
none of us were, and you know what? That's okay. And you know what? That is what makes him an amazing actor, because we know what he looks like in real life. His makeup artist gets an Oscar, and he gets an Oscar.
Look, I loved Dana Carvey in Wayne's World. Wayne's World is a cult classic. I love it.
This world is so fucking boring.
I love it, honestly.
You know what? I don't trust your taste in movies right now.
I'm on the fence of Wayne's World. It was when I saw it, I was a bit past that point where that's kind of there were parts in it I found were absolutely hilarious, but there's overall it's just kind of like this is fine. There were parts in it that were absolutely great though.
Like,
wait, are we live?
We've been live for the past 12 minutes.
Okay, never mind then. But what's wrong with unsweetened tea?
Nothing. It was just, like I tried to make a really, really bad British joke and it didn't go well.
You would be surprised how much sugar I put in my fucking tea.
I mean,
like
I put sugar in, iced tea, unsweetened.
I don't drink tea at all.
Like it's gotten so bad, like to the point where I have a little container, like I have a 5-kilogram bag of sugar, and I fill up a little container. It's gotten to the point where I forego a spoon and I pour in my desired amount.
This is how messy my board is.
Ooh, stars.
It's the Dragon Ball.
Shiny.
They all fell out. Pick 'em up.
Sorry.
I say so. That was rude.
Oh.
I hear stars. The first thing is like Nemesis. Is the first thing. Stars. For the record, as far as the first 3, I actually, and this is what was blasphemy, I actually enjoyed the Resident Evil films up to the 3rd one. After that, they're just like, hey, let's throw some random shit from the video games in and then not explain anything. Like the like I actually liked when they were like the first one was, that was cool. They set up their own thing. Second one, cool, we get to see her do some badass shit. Hey, there's Nemesis. Awesome. Third one is like, this is proper post-apocalypse setting. They're in the middle of fucking Nevada, in the middle of middle of the fucking desert, trying to find and survive. Like, cool, this is proper, like there's some weird shit going on, but this is like the setting is proper, zombie movie post-apocalypse. After that, they just kind of went off the deep end. They just kind of they jumped the shark after number 3. Ryan.
Everyone, make sure your names are switched. I'll get to announcements momentarily. I need to go get a stuffed animal because holy fuck, what have the last 15 minutes been?
That's fair.
Actually, just very quick. To anyone who wants to throw in the 2 cents, Underworld movies, yes or no?
First one, yes. Rise of the Lycans, yes. The rest of them, eh.
I can't say I'm familiar with any of them.
Rise of the Lycans is my favorite, and it's the prequel, so I guess there's a lot.
Look, Rise of the Lycans is something else.
Also, given what roles that man has played recently, and how like you can barely recognize him, he was jacked as fuck in that movie.
Oh yeah,
just like the last thing I saw him in, oh god, was it was the Aziraphale. Aside from his doing TikTok as David Tennant, which is also fantastic, but like last thing I saw him in was Aziraphale. The difference between Aziraphale and fucking Lucian is night and fucking day.
Hey. Travel, television,
televangelism, trinkets, and trans. What the fuck?
Ryan,
Why?
Why are you like this?
Sometimes I just have inspiration. Wink, wink.
Also, Bud, when you ask why you like this, why are any of us like the way we are?
A lot of us, the answer is trauma.
We are a fabulous collective of fabulous people who are fabulous. Thank you.
We are the collective. Resistance is futile.
I think Bridget, I think you're the last one who's got to change your name when you have a sec. Oh, okay.
Are we ready for announcements now?
I believe
18
so.
minutes later.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Hello, our whole 2 viewers who are here tonight. Welcome to Kingdom Chronicles. My name's Torn to page 394. Here with Brian T, Icarus of Might, Bard of the Midwest, MN Chief, Bridgie Lee, and Bryce Esseles. We will most likely be down one Aki obsession tonight because she's celebrating her boyfriend's birthday this weekend. So I want to say a happy birthday to Jerome. We love you. And Alpha Hand 5311 will be on later tonight. She's currently at her sister's musical performance. So Hannah will be here later. Speaking of birthdays, I want to give a quick shout out to my sister Andrea. It is her 29th birthday today. She's got one more year till she's 30, and I'm rubbing that in her face.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Cecilia. I love you so much. And I'll be home tomorrow to hang out with you for the weekend for your birthday. Some announcements to go through. I will be doing my best this weekend to update the Star Wars store on Teespring to add some of Mitch's art that he's created. I think my VOD uploads will be delayed until Monday since I will be out of town for the weekend. But just like keep a lookout on my YouTube for when the VODs get uploaded. We will be back to Outer Rim Misfits next Wednesday. But in the worst case scenario, if we ever have to cancel another session, Daisy will be running his superhero one-shots on those days that we're not playing Outer Rim Misfits. So if you've been liking those one-shots, it's not going away forever. It's just coming back every now and then. Just a reminder that Monday is Secrets of Pandora. That'll be streamed here on my channel, and it's run by Hannah. So our next session is next Monday. Lost Mines of Fandelver is still on hiatus right now. I'm not sure when it's going to be coming back. I will let people know when it happens. Thank you, Kitsune, for dropping the link tree. That has all the important links you'll need for Black Lives Matter, for our social media accounts, for YouTube's stores as well, like our GKC Outer Rim Misfits store, Bridget's resin shop that she has on Etsy. She just sold another skull recently. So that's 7 left. There are 7 skulls left, so grab one while you can. Sarah also has her Society 6 and her Redbubble on there. Please go buy prints from Sarah. Go buy furniture. Go buy anything. She really deserves it. She works really hard as a photographer to get all these awesome nature shots and stuff that she posts in her store. So please go buy from her Society 6 and support her. There are deals going on Society 6 all the time. So be sure to go check out her store. Every Thursday is Tales of Yggdrasil, hosted at mnchief_ on Twitch. Last night we had another session, and Mitch will have that VOD uploaded to his YouTube relatively soon. Tomorrow? Yeah. And as always, make sure you're following our moderator, Jane Kitsune, on his Twitch channel as well. He streams a lot of... Dark Souls, Minecraft, I think Mortal Kombat as well, Pokemon, and he also does his own Outer Rim Misfits stream on his channel as well every Wednesday. He uploads the episodes the next Friday, and I always upload the next week. Yeah, that was loud. Whatever that was. I heard a loud boom on my end. That's it for my announcements. If anybody else has announcements that they want to throw out into the ether? Really? Nobody has anything they want to say? Alright, no goes on the wholesome. Mitch,
you are
gotta
physically
do it.
in bed.
Look, I'm just Hannah's official understudy at this point, and I'm okay with that. Let me just stretch as much as I can. It's thick ass leather armor.
To be fair, if you had actually tried to do the nose ghost with that armor, you might have punched yourself in the face.
Yeah, kind of.
Which would have been, I'm sorry to say, hilarious.
Oh, I'm aware. But so y'all motherfuckers be amazing, beautiful, intelligent, and fucking incredible human beings. It's been over a year since I found this ragtag group of misfits. And I consider myself very, very lucky to be a member of this found family. I think we can all say if we didn't have this family, it would be kind of dark. So I'm very, very thankful for each and every one. Even though, with some people, we don't talk personally as much. But what's great is that we don't need to. The interaction that we have, we treasure. And when you find that in other human beings, those are the human beings you want to keep. So I want to personally say thank you to all of you. And that includes you, Kitsune. You are part of this as well. So a big thank you to all of you, and a big thank you to all of our regular viewers who are a part of this journey. You guys are a part of this journey as much as we are. So thank you to all of you. And please remember to stay hydrated, take your meds, eat well. I'm a bit of a hypocrite right now, but it has water in it. Also, don't be. I'm gonna be as bluntly British as I can. Just don't be a cunt. So, with that note, I love you all. Y'all are amazing. Let's get into the traumatic D&D, shall we?
Oh, shit. Wait.
We've
did...
actually got a session without angst.
No, but we didn't go without a dumb because Darren and Sierra almost started a bar fight, so I have to switch the back to 0. I just realized that.
We've got a few sessions. We've got a few sessions without angst. However, we have not gone a few sessions without a dumb decision.
Yep.
But hey, any slight progress is still progress.
And that is it for announcements. Let's get that on there. Yeah, we've gotten 0 sessions without doing a dumb, unfortunately. If that is it for our announcements tonight, without further ado, let me change this. That's a little too cold. That's a little too warm. A little too. Yeah, that's too dark. Okay, there we go. Let us dive into tonight's episode of Kingdom Chronicles. Icarus, you have the floor.
Yeah. Previously on Kingdom Chronicles. And I'm just realizing that if I get to start tea in the time frame that I want in a couple of months, that will be hopefully that will be what my voice can actually just sound like without me having to like force it. That's exciting. Anyway.
Previously on Kingdom Chronicles.
God, look, I know I'm not gonna sound like Corpse, but I kind of hope I end up that way just a little bit. Anyway,
Just make sure you're using the capital T.
Yes. So last time we had a little bit of a wrap up thing, kind of tying up a couple of the loose ends in Black Opal and in Moonstone before y'all's vacation and focus scenes began. So for Sierra and Darren, they saw her parents off on their vacation and kind of just set about getting comfy with the store, with being there, and all that other kind of good stuff, and making sure that the shop would be well taken care of. Including Sierra kind of giving Darren like a rundown on like, and here's how you run a shop, because he has no experience with any of that, because that's not murdering people. Nah.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Then we had another quick thing with Zinc and Devotion, an update with them at the Spring Spirit on just sort of what's happened to the town and with the barrier, what to expect from the citizens for a while, and also gave over some good memories to counter all of like the big scary ones from the various fights and stuff that were going on in the temple itself and against the temple people that were bad, you know. Sort of like, hey, so I know that we just had you like flash forward replay what's essentially a horror movie for you. Here's some nice stuff. You know, it was good. They were quite appreciative. So yee. And and then they both headed out to their next steps. Devotion was flying himself over to Black Opal to kind of give himself time to think, you know, mull stuff over, everything like that. And Zinc decided to teleport to his mother's place, and there was a wall of magic effect that meant that he was a sheep because of polymorph once he arrived. It was great. It's lovely. It's not a blue sheep in my yard. Anyway, so when it came to the actual focus scenes, we had Isla up first, and she had mentioned that one thing that she's been doing since she got her eyesight back was practicing her reading and writing while Drax has been working on something in the blacksmith's shop as sort of an unpaid intern, as it were, for their break. Then does a So we tried out doing a Captain America throw with the shield once he had mostly finished it. It wasn't super effective though. And he when Drax broke away to go talk to / just mess with Sierra for a little bit and was waylaid by Darren, which was like a little cutscene just kind of mentioned, not shown. Isla went on back to the tavern in her room and found a package addressed to her with a, as far as she can tell, some kind of signet ring in the middle or in the package words, as well as a tuft of Castiel's fur. And she tied it off and has kept it on a chain, kind of like a little charm. Excuse me. Goodness. But yeah, then we switched over to Florma, and he found a really, really good tea shop and has gotten some great artisanal blends from this tea shop. And then he's participated in what I have here is judgmental people watching. And then went on back to the tavern and did a little bit of communing with Anubis. It took a little bit to get through, but eventually got a nat 20 when you offered him some of your tea cake, which was just great. And Anubis kind of gives, like, you know, you updated him on everything that was going down. He kind of gave you what information he could. He can't see any other blind spots from the other gems right now. It's a little, you have to take that with a grain of sand because it's kind of hard to be like, yeah, you know, I don't see this specific area when you can see the entirety of the mortal plane at once. So but it's sort of like, I don't see anything that looks like it's actively trying not to be. So do with that what you will. And that Garnet, otherwise known as Missy, according to Florma, is kind of moving constantly, so she's rather hard to pin down. And as far as he can recall, the old lost city of Granite that supposedly would have had to exist if there were, or sorry, not Granite, Garnet, Lord, G&T. Anyway, the old lost city of Garnet, which had to have existed if there were Garnet gems in this kingdom. He can't remember an exact location because it's been quite a while, but from what he can recall, it was the furthest east city on the studded cliffs way back when. He can't remember anything more specific than that, but you have a potential area-ish. So you got something. Then Darren was up next, and he had a whole thing in mind for him and Sierra. He gets it set up with Drax and Zinc. Then just fucking yeets a really shitty customer from the shop by just being like, you need to leave now. No, go. Just leave. Go. Be gone. And then takes Sierra and kind of like very quickly, without answering any of her questions, kind of ushers her out and closes up the shop. He dresses himself with no disguise. Zinc teleports them to Abalone so you guys can have like a nice time, and then he goes to find himself a fun tavern to party in the meantime. They end up going into the Raucous Raven and kind of just have some really shitty beer and just kind of have like a nice time for a little bit. She talks about her time on the Siren Song and other bits of her travels. And he, you know, said when she's like, so why are we here? And he mentioned that he wanted to kind of help her reconnect to the real self that she discovered on her travels, kind of thing, because it seems like it's lost a little bit of that sight in recent times. And then an elf that Sierra had cheated way back when storms in with his small urchin informant who was just in it for the gold. Darren just fucking KOs this pompous ass, starts a bar fight, but then ends the bar fight by bribing people with a free round of beer. And they take the guy's purse for 300 gold. And then they went for a very nice
That's how we
walk.
do this shit. I'm sorry,
That's how we-
Fromby sent me some thirst trap stuff, so I'm gonna have to clip my reaction later to send to them.
Oh no.
Also, Fromby, if you're in the live stream, I hate you, but I love you too.
But yeah,
Been
so
around 30
then
minutes.
they went for like a walk on the beach and had basically just like a really really nice time, and I think eventually found Zinc curled up in a sleep on the snooty elf. Just very funny and cute. Kind of came over like, come on, we need to go home. So yeah, oh no, just very sweet, very cute. So words. So I think much as I did last time, although there are a few less of us, I'm going to be rolling a d6 for whose turn it be, and obviously Isla will do hers whenever Hannah pops onto stream later, so she's not going to be one of the first ones. So, first up, who do I got? 2, 3. Okay, first up I have Sutha. Neat.
Hey!
Huh?
I'm excited to see what Sutha does during her downtime.
Yeah. So, Sutha, it's probably a couple of days into y'all's vacation time. You have been paid. You have all been paid. I know I told you the amount last time. And I know Sutha, because she just doesn't spend very much, has like a fuck ton of that money just on her. You'd really have to be stupid or like a bolder than any one person has the right to be to try to pickpocket Sutha. So I'm assuming she just has all of her money. Oof, goodness. So you, it's a couple of days later. I'm guessing, kind of like we discussed, just because of the time it will take to travel. I'm guessing you're gonna get Zinc to take you to like a closer city and then Galavantolf, basically. Honestly, I think one of the closest cities that I'm pretty sure he does have a thing for is Rose Quartz, and from there you can easily travel to where you want to go and then come back. But yeah, so I guess in that case, since this is sort of your focus one, for Sutha's, one of the cool things that we get is maybe like a smash cut kind of thing after, I guess, like the credits end. We had like the opening theme song playing with all the different little fade ins of like y'all in different scenes and stuff. That's at least how I imagined it in my head. But yeah, so for Sutha, there's sort of a smash cut from after you've done that to. Do you have any specific way that you're supposed to find your tribe after you've been traveling?
So I know they're nomadic and they do travel. But like usually for the 10 years she's been there, she does know like where they tend to be, and she knows like weather-wise like where they're going to be when. So
yeah,
that's kind of how she just knows.
That's really fair, which honestly makes sense because it's like, in the spring and summertime we're in these regions, and the fall and winter we're in these regions for like various reasons, like, of course. So yeah, I think you guys are like a little past midsummer at this point, but not quite into fall, so you're aware that you guys are probably migrating a little further south-ish as far as your range is concerned. So yeah, so you've got a fairly good idea of like where to go.
Right. And before Sutha goes to the tribe, whatever town she ends up in, she's gonna buy like basic goods, like bushels of apples and stuff like that, like stuff that she knows is good, but knows that her tribe has never tried. And so like apples and hugs and like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And so she like also just gets like basic supplies like rope and like stuff like that, like stuff she knows that her tribe cannot easily get because they don't have any money.
Yeah, exactly. And also like they're fairly self-sufficient. These would be considered like, even though they're normal as far as every town that you've kind of encountered, these would definitely be considered like luxury things because they can only be got from an outside source. Because it turns out when you're nomadic in like a plain kind of situation, there's not going to be like little groves of fruit trees to like reliably know like these will be back next year. So I can see not having put forth effort to cultivate those further. there's probably other stuff that y'all do, like have a reliable thing, like, oh yes, this is where we can get our wood, and this is like a medicinal thing, but most of it's rotating toward what's currently available.
So she gets what stuff she knows her tribe could utilize, but like without I know we haven't really talked much about like Sutha in her tribe and like the like culture that they actually have, but like if I'm overstepping, let me know. I feel like there are some things like she can't buy meat because that's something that her tribe can get on its own. So
yeah,
like,
definitely.
she won't buy meat. She'll buy like stuff that's difficult for them. Like she won't buy weapons because they make their own or they steal them. That is how they have that stuff, I'm supposing.
At least a little bit.
Yeah. So like she's not going to buy things that will insult them.
Yeah. And and also you want to buy things that are easy to transport a longer distance, because it's still going to take you like at least 2 days of travel on your own to get to them from like where you are. But if you do it like fairly early in the thing, then you'll still have at least like a few, like up to 5 days, I think, before you have to start heading back.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So that's what she does. She stops at the local town, gets whatever supplies she thinks she can carry there, and heads out.
All right, sounds good to me. So yeah, I feel like you're basically having we have like this little like travel montage kind of like you like laden down with a whole bunch of stuff and just fucking hoofing it.
I'm literally Shrek. I'm literally Shrek right now.
No, I'm sorry. The music I'm hearing for Sutha, because you're giving Reef
I'm on my way from misery to happiness today.
Either that or she makes part of the trip as a bear, like tell everybody
I'm on my way.
It would be easier to come as a bear, but it would not be easy to get into camping as a bear.
Yeah.
It may try and eat you.
Or I might try to eat them. Who knows?
It can go both ways.
Don't need your
I just realized our entire campaign can follow the soundtrack of Shrek.
Oh god.
It can.
Oh boy. Well then. Fuck. I didn't intend this.
Not what I wanted.
Anytime we open any door,
I did not need this in my life. Why was I received this? This is
Not
bullshit.
even gonna lie. Like, okay, hold up. We were told by a magical queen or a fancy dancy pants queen that we did not elect to go do a quest that we didn't want to do.
We are Shrek. We just want the fucking black spots out of our home.
Yeah.
We don't want them in our swamp.
And now I have a pet dog.
Concern.
I swear if he starts talking.
No.
I can already talk to him.
Oh my god.
Sure, but only you can hear him. You can't talk to her.
I'm fucking Shrek.
Hey, that means you're gonna get a hot girlfriend. You're gonna get a hot princess girlfriend.
You're gonna get.
Because I don't have one.
So you are Shrek.
I'm gonna say you're gonna get Cameron Diaz. Don't complain.
Okay, it is canon now. Dog is voiced by Eddie Murphy.
I'm sorry, but like I'm just saying, the guy who voices Prince Charming, I'd tap that.
It's fair.
That's fair.
It's honestly very fair.
He's in my best friend's wedding.
I know who Rupert Everett is, but mine's not that attractive now, at least.
Now, but you know what? We all love him, and we all love Brendan Fraser, regardless of how they look. We love them.
Look,
Yeah.
Brendan Fraser's a treasure. Okay.
So is Rupert Everett.
Stole Madonna's career, but you know.
I'm sorry, but when we listen to that guy say, "Once upon a time," my legs quiver, and so do other things.
My God.
That man can read me any bedtime story.
Are you saying that Once Upon a Time not long ago, you
I
was
was a hoe. Drax was a hoe, and he's admitting it. You get this, Sam?
So you are on your way.
Sutha, do you want Zink to come with you?
Did we actually? Me and Icarus talked about that a little bit. Like it was either I go with my, or I go to my encampment, or I go with you. If you would like to go with me, you are more than welcome to. This will be fun.
Zink will sort of leave it up to you because this is your kind of personal journey. So, if nothing else, Zink can just be in the background, like, "Hello, you guys are all very tall."
I do feel like when we if Sutha will be fine with you going with her. It's just like when we are like 3 hours from the encampment, Sutha's gonna turn around, she's gonna get on her knees, and she'd be like, "Okay, I have a very judgmental family." It's like when you meet the girlfriend's family for the first time, and she has to tell you every red flag about her family.
That's fair.
That's exactly what it is. She's gonna be like, "Okay, don't mess with this person. Don't look at their tooth. We already know it's missing. Don't look at their eye. It's a little lazy."
Totally relatable. Every girl I've ever dated,
Oof. Okay, well, yeah. Sutha, if you want Zink to come, he can also, of course, be like traveling with you.
And Zink can disguise himself as a female, just because I know that your tribe is fond of killing men for funsies.
They're fond of how do I put this delicately? Zink's a little short for their gene pool.
Okay.
Oh, I was
They're
about to say,
interested
if you're gonna go death by snoo, I'm gonna leave.
No, it's more gaining desirable things and then potentially either leaving you on the side of the road with nothing because they've taken the rest of your shit because you've proven you can't keep a hold of it, so you don't deserve it, or
Death by snoo.
without your head.
No, Zink as a gay man or as a gay gnome, Zink is there's no threat here.
Yeah, no, and Sutha can relate that. Yeah, no, he's not edible. Don't no touch.
I had
He's
edible
blue for a reason.
I still have that marijuana. I'm just saying. I mean, fun weed.
He is not edible. You don't know where he's been.
He's a colorful color for a reason.
Goodness. Okay, so yeah, so I guess in that case, we see Zink probably just kind of walking around you, as you guys are kind of just traversing these trails that you can read and use to get back to family.
Zink is donkey. Zink is donkey. Oh my god. Okay.
Anyway,
That's
so we're at this point, I'm gonna say when we finally smash cut, it's probably late in the evening. You're maybe an hour away from your from where your tribe is camped up for the night. You can see the fires in the distance. You know that you're gonna start running into the patrols pretty soon. Everything like that. So do you stop and warn Zink now?
Yes. She gets down on one knee and she's like, "Okay, we're gonna have a talk."
Okay, do you want a snack?
No, I'm good. But
Okay.
I mean, save that for later. What kind?
Well, I have some trail mix. It's and I have some jerky, and well, here, just he'll pull out a little pouch of dried fruits and veg and meats.
Sutha takes a piece of jerky and she takes a really thick one and she nods on it and then she's chewing and talking with her mouth open and it's really gross. She's like, "Okay."
I'm down.
Those things. This is really chewy. The things. There's 3 guardians. They're the top people. If you make it in with them, you will be allowed to stay.
Okay.
One of them has a lazy eye. Don't look her dead in it. One of them has a lisp. It's very unintimidating, but she got that lisp because a giant knocked out her tooth, but she killed the giant, so she wins.
Okay.
Okay. And the other one's a little racist.
Against gnomes?
Everything.
Oh, okay. I mean, I can always do this, and he like snaps his fingers and like becomes a very tiny half orc female.
And Sutha says in Orcish, I think it's better if you stay yourself.
What?
Exactly.
Okay. And he'll blink back to not Zinc, but his we'll go with his halfling disguise because it's usually an older bearded fellow.
Try again.
Boom. Halfling.
Not enough.
What do we need? What do we need? What do we need?
What do we? What do we?
What about a dwarf?
You know, how about you make your hair purple? You make yourself slightly shorter, kind of look like your original self, but not completely original self. If you want to, you can add them all on the side of the face, and we're good.
Done. And he does prestidigitation, and in the cloud of sparkles and glitter and what you think are like tiny little fairies, reveals a Zinc with purple hair, a mole on the side of the face, and the skin is like kind of glittery for some reason. It's like very pale, but like it shimmers.
Sutha just kind of looks at you like a proud mom watching her daughter walk down a staircase on prom night. Perfect.
Yay. He'll like take a handful of like dried cherries and just pop them in his mouth.
And Sutha swoops down and lifts you up and puts you on her shoulder.
I'm so excited to be part of this. Are you nervous?
Yes.
What?
Something recently happened that I haven't had the chance to talk about yet. And it's liberating, but I don't know how they're going to take it.
Okay. Wait, is this the thing that happened the night of the tent?
No. But I appreciated that. Felt like hell, though.
Oh yeah, it didn't look comfortable. Either way, having it or not having it.
A couple of the other women here actually were part of that.
Well, we can always come back and visit. Once I've seen the camp, I can teleport here anytime.
They're not always here, and popping in is not recommended.
So no surprise parties, got it.
No.
Make a mental note. But he's taking in the environment that they're in now, just because where he seems to think that they're like a safe distance.
Also, something that you probably would have gleaned from Sutha's, maybe like from the travel here, they won't be here for long.
Yeah.
So
they're wanderers.
this location won't do you very good in a general sense. It's only for a very specific time of year.
Okay.
Yeah.
You never know when Lord Voldemort is chasing you, and you need to find a location that you're familiar with so you can set up camp.
All right then. Okay. So you guys are getting closer. I think that you're probably getting close enough that both of y'all make me a perception check.
Ooh. 8.
14.
Okay. It takes you just a second longer than probably you would like, but you do manage to detect as you guys are getting a bit closer. You hear a snap of a twig nearby, and you shoot a look over toward it because you're expecting something. And you see somebody from the tribe, maybe one of the older ones that you're just not as familiar with, maybe. Standing there, spear in hand, confused. And she says in Orcish, of course, you've returned with someone?
Zink's just gonna smile.
Sutha just says in Orcish, Sutha, bearer of teeth. Zink, dancer of light.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats and boots.
I think she sort of looks between the two of you. That one is an odd choice. Or is he a beast of burden?
Friend.
There is no Orcish word for friend. Sorry.
They have friends, but friends are only supposed to be other orcs here, where it's safe.
Also, it's all in Orcish, so Zink is just like smiling, like, uh-huh.
I know what's going on. I don't know what's going on, but I'll sure act like I do.
She definitely looks just more confused, but kind of does like this, and then says, I guess for both of you, I have a name somewhere. Golda, spear bearer. Zink, you get Golda. You have no idea what the rest of it was, but you got that part. And she gestures with her spear, and points toward like the big central fire, and they will discuss. So yeah, there's no question of your right to come back because you're a member of the tribe. You were sent out. You have the marking. Like there's not that. It's just, what is that? In reference to Zane. It's just.
I've collected a troll doll.
Just
very helpful.
What are those?
Sutha, do you need me to do anything?
No, just be yourself. She is Golda. She is the bearer. She is a spear bearer, which means she guards the camp.
Okay. And he'll look at Golda and just like sort of like bow and say, "It's nice to meet you, Golda." And then wave.
She doesn't do anything else. She just kind of like nods at you, Sutha, and then kind of walks around y'all and then continues her patrol route.
He's like the dog that sweeps the path in Alice in Wonderland.
Yes. Just sort of like, yes, this is, I'm gonna go back now. Just continues on her way. So, what do you do?
So I take Zinc off of my shoulder because it's less intimidating for him to be up there. And so she tells him, like, I'm guessing there's like landmarks and stuff like that to show where you know, this is,
Mhm.
this is this person's tent. This is what this is. This is what this is. This is what this is. We killed that 7 years ago and it's still here. We're shocked about it. And like, oh, that's my tent's not up, but my tent usually is between that person and that person's. There's a little tiny space for me. How thoughtful of them. They thought I was going to live. That's good. That's nice.
Aw.
Actually, yeah, that might honestly be heartening. Is that like it looks like they have left that space. They didn't just cover it up or like rearrange shit or like fill it with other things. I was like, no, that's there for in case they come back. Or sorry, in case she comes back. So yeah, so I think honestly, you get a lot of weird looks on your way in because you've got stuff on your back that they don't recognize. You've got a person with you, a small purple person.
Purple haired, please. My skin is
Still.
holographic.
A
Maybe
small
he's
purple.
born with it. Maybe it's just Zinc being weird.
Maybe it's just glitter skin.
Um,
I stopped at Panem.
Hmm?
I stopped at Panem, whatever that city's called.
But yeah, so in the center of the encampment, it looks like they've got a big old boar roasting on a spit. You know, there's one of the smaller children is just there turning it as you're supposed to do, kind of thing. Honestly, it's probably a pretty coveted job because it puts you, like, right up there so that if you're careful and sneaky enough, you can get little bits of like the crispy stuff as it's cooking without anyone else noticing.
You will more than likely not be allowed to eat until the elders have allowed you to stay with us.
Okay. And if worst case scenario, I can just stay outside of the camp.
Worst case scenario is what I will not accept.
Oh, I can turn invisible before anyone tries to murder me. It's fine.
For the record, if someone was to lay a hand on you, they would be dead in moments.
Okay. Well, this is supposed to be a happy trip, so let's not let that happen.
So, yeah, Sutha also lets him know, like, okay, so you know how I am Sutha, bearer of teeth?
Uh-huh.
Everyone here has a name that has been given to them by the elders. If you are allowed in, they will give you a name.
Cool.
I kind of already gave you one, though.
Ooh, what is it?
Zinc, Dancer of Light.
Oh, because of this, my spell. Cool. I like that.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay. I was gonna just eat another cherry, but okay, thank you.
Like Daniel. So, yeah. This will be fun. This is good. This is good. This is good. Good. Cool. Indeed.
Zink is gonna put one of his hands on Sutha's hand and be like, "You got this."
So I think you guys make it to the center of the camp. You've left a wake of slightly confused orcs in your path, kind of leaning out, looking over looking at each other, just like, what is happening? So you talk to, or sorry, you get up to the three. You said guardians, yes?
Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm overstepping any of the stuff I'm just coming up with right now. Please let me know.
No, it's totally fine. I could see that. I think that the guardian label kind of is it is one of the rare instances of like double meaning in your society, because they are supposed to be like guardians of the encampment, in some way, shape, or form, as well as like guardians of the traditions and the ways of how things are, because they would be the oldest people, the oldest women in this camp. Just yeah, they're the ones that have earned the title because of how long they have been around, kind of thing. Because it means a whole lot if you actually get to what can be considered even middle age, let alone old age, for orcs.
Yeah, I'm legit in my prime right now.
It's a legitimate big fucking deal. So yes. So when you get to be one of those, you actually get to have you get to have a special title that means more things than what it seems, kind of. Yeah. So yeah, so the three of them see Zinc, stand up and come and like, stand in formation. They always tend to stand in a very specific way. I think that the one that you sort of that you said has the list, I think she's a bit taller, so she usually just ends up in the middle. She's got the one with the lazy eye to her right, and the remaining one who hates everybody, so it's just a little bit racist, on her left. All of them, of course, are they are definitely showing the wear and tear of the lifestyle that they lead. They've got lots of scars everywhere. They are very, very lean, very, very weathered, very capable looking. Like you can very much, like, just from looking at them, anyone can tell, like, oh yes, that woman could snap me like a twig without even thinking about it. Great.
Step on me and I'll say thank you.
That too. So yeah. So they so they stand up and sort of face off with you. Their arms aren't crossed. They're not defensive or anything like that, but their arms are just kind of unconsciously, like, kind of in that at the ready pose, like at their sides. Like one's a little bit forward, one's a little bit backward, so that they can almost in a second like just spring into action. It doesn't mean they're about to. Like, this is something that you probably, we as an audience are like, oh, Sousa does that. Everyone here does that. Like, it's literally just a thing that is drilled into you. Like, you have to be ready to go at a moment's notice and defend your life. So they're all just kind of very slightly just poised as though they're about to spring into battle. But yeah, so meh. So the three of them kind of share glances and look at you and like flick their gaze down, take in like everything about Zinc in a moment's notice, and then flick back up to you. I'm sorry, Zinc. Just like, uh-huh. So yeah, so, and they say, of course, in Orcish. I think the one in the middle with the lisp, her name is Gren, the Giant Slayer. It was pretty easy to give her a name considering what she did. It's just like, yep, nope, there you go. There you fucking go, man. So that is, so yeah, Gren, the Giant Slayer. The one with the lazy eye, I decided her name is Trega, and she is the I didn't think about the rest of name. I think she is called the I think Tree Feller. That just sounds kind of cool. Because it turns out, even though she is quite strong and it takes her like no time at all to chop down anything of the materials that are needed to keep camp going, And she also got it because once she chopped down a tree on a boar that was fleeing. So, you know, yeah. And then the last one is Rishka. Honestly, I think she is called Rishka the Vengeful. Because whenever she was a part of the active parties, which she's doing less and less now as all of them are as they're getting older. When she was part of the active parties, if she considered any of the people that y'all were, any of the people or animals that y'all were up against had slighted her in any way, she would wreak vengeance upon them, and it would be a whole thing. So yeah. Oh gosh, sorry. So sorry, words and speaking. So anyway, they kind of look everything over, and then they come back to you. And I think Gren is the one that that speaks first, as is pretty typical. And she says, "You have brought much with you. Why?"
Sutha looks around at all the people that are now huddled.
Huddled, just listening.
She looks back at her person and just smiles. And says in common, not Orcish,
Oh.
I am Sutha, bearer of teeth, and I wish for kinship.
They kind of yes. Yeah, all right.
Mama!
I think Gren nods as though that definitely makes sense. Trega looks pretty neutral. Rishka can't take her eyes off of Zinc, and not in a good way. It's just sort of like it's legitimately just a stare of like it's almost the thing of like you brought something into the house that shouldn't be here.
Mom, I found this alley cat outside. It's covered in ticks and mange. Can I have it?
No, I'm outside.
Outside.
It's blue.
You're drunk again.
That needs to go to the vet, honey. So yeah. So I think Gren nods and says, "You are always welcome for kinship. Is you have a unique and difficult task." Her common's a little more halting than it is anything else. Mostly because like within the tribe, like everybody just kind of speaks Orcish, and they really only use common with they have to trade with outside people, which isn't often. So yeah, so they know it. It's just a little harder to remember how to speak it because they don't have to do it as often. Yours is much more just clear because you've used it constantly since you've left. But she glances down at Zinc again and back up. We are concerned about the other one. Is his presence necessary?
Sutha looks down at Zinc. She smiles. Like, it's super soft. It's a super soft smile. It's a lot of S's. And she looks back and she just says, I did not mean kinship for me.
Ah.
I am a member of this tribe. I do not seek what is already mine.
Ah. They look at each other back and forth a couple of times. Rishka, of course, is the one to step forward with concerns. I say concerns, I mean complaints. How do we know that that one is worthy? Has he been vetted in a true way that we can gauge. We do not often let those of his type here without purpose, and I do not imagine that that is your purpose for this.
Sutha ruffles through her bag, and she takes out some of the dragon's teeth.
Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff.
And she starts speaking in Orcish. Before I begin my story, or before I begin my reasoning, I would like you to have a translator for him now.
They glance around a few more times, but you know what? That's what orcs do. They demand what they think is necessary. So sure, fine. And I think
Motherfuckers, what are you doing?
cats.
Yeah.
That
is not a bed, that's a laundry basket.
Does it have
Yeah,
clothes?
being cats, mother. What else do you expect?
You're talking to cats. What is the difference?
Did you take anything out of the dryer and put it into that laundry basket because it automatically makes it cat bed?
No,
If
it's
they
a tall
fits-
one. But
they-
he can't jump into it. It's a tall, empty one.
Can't jump into it. That's quitter talk right there.
That's quitter talk.
That's quitter talk.
So they kind of glance around, but they, as far as I can tell, they respected the fact that you just sort of that you have demanded it as your right and as his right, because part of it is also going to be like, are you going, like, do you think he deserves it enough to push for the things? And you do. So yeah. They gesture over to the side, and somebody that maybe you recognize from like roughly your age group, maybe a little bit younger.
Ew, is she pretty?
Probably.
Right. Sutha just looks over as soon as like the girl steps forward, and she's like, she looks her up and down, eyebrow raises, just gets a little peachy face, but not a lot.
Yeah, you remember she hadn't yet, she's a bit of a late bloomer. She hasn't yet found like a full talent that she can throw her weight behind to give herself a name. It's a little weird because it's kind of like she's good at like several things, so she hasn't found like the one that fits enough to give her a name, because every time that everyone's like, oh, okay, that's going to be this, something else happens and it turns out she's decent enough at that it could be that too. So like it could be making stuff, or so far it seems to be like creating things like tanning stuff, fletching arrows, making spears. It's stuff like that, but she seems to be pretty good at a lot of it, so it's hard to pin her down. You know, she hasn't gotten her cutie mark yet. But yeah, so she I think her name is Triss. Sure.
It's cute.
Her name is Triss. So she comes forward, and she actually like kind of where they can't see, like at her side, just kind of gives you like a little like hey. And says in very good common, actually, like, I can translate. I've been working on it.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
So yeah, so anything that the guardians say will be translated and put over so that there's a fluid exchange, and Zinc can still pick it all up. So yeah, so the translator's there. They sort of gesture for you, and they gesture at the teeth that you hold, and they say, "What is the importance of these?"
May I speak freely?
Yes. You get a unanimous yes from all three of them.
I was sent alone to find out about these necromantic spots. While attempting to find these necromantic spots, I ran upon a group of what I deem extraordinary people. People that if they were all standing before you, would not need to prove a damn thing to you. Zinc stands before you in humility. Something that he's not very good at doing. While with this man, I have risked my life for him, and he has risked his life for me. We have fought dragons and won. We have fought politicians and won. We have fought our own demons as well as real ones together.
That's loud.
This is Zinc, Dancer of Lights. And he need not prove himself to you, for he has already proved it tenfold to me. And I am Sutha, bearer of motherfucking teeth.
Amazing. Okay, one, because I need to get better at this. You have inspiration. Two, I need you to make me a, I feel like, persuasion roll with advantage.
Okay, hold up. Just want to make sure I have the right thing for. Can you stop playing with the plastic?
Never, mother.
He literally finds like the most annoying thing to play with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you said persuasion?
Yeah, with
All right.
advantage.
Okay. 17.
Okay, fair enough. Okay.
That persuasion is not very high.
That's fair. Yeah, I was like, I hate to make it like one that like. Anyway, sorry, but I rolled like they're contesting things just to see kind of like how they take it, and honestly, fairly well. So, cool. So I think Gren is the one that comes around first. She's kind of like just doing that very intense, like just assessing kind of stare. And then after about 10 seconds, give or take, she blinks and then nods. And I think a little bit after that, Trega follows suit with an additional nod. And they both then look over at Rishka, who looks back at them, and then at you, and then at Zink, and then nods as well. Begrudgingly, but she does.
Sutha just kind of leans over a little bit, like nonchalantly, and whispers, "Do the thing. Do the roar."
Do the roar. By that, did you mean dancing lights? Because I.
Yep.
Okay.
That's like
I
your
will-
thing. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay. Zinc is going to bow, and then he's going to put his hands up, and 4 little tiny dancing beasts made out of light will circle his head and then dance over around Sutha and then sort of like dance near the leaders, but not like, in their face, like just points to them, and then back to Zing's hand.
Mhm.
There'll be like a bear, a boar, an eagle, and a lion.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. A lot of the people in the audience are just sort of like, whoa. With that, because there are some casters within the tribe, but they're more like nature magic things. Like they're closer to like just druids, or something like that, and they don't have that kind of illusionary ability thing. So it's interesting. It's neat. But yeah, so I think all three of them sort of look at each other one more time and then nod and all say in unison, Zinc, Dancer of Lights. And then just sort of like look around at everybody and at the stuff that you've brought. And I think Gren will be the one to kind of like raise her hands up and say, probably honestly just like, and now we feast in celebration of Sutha's return and of new kinship wrought. And there's like a cheer that kind of goes up. Guardians get served first because duh. They fucking deserved it. They've been here long enough. God damn it, they get it first. And then everybody else gets some sort of after that. Zig, do you or Zig answer? Did you guys say anything while you're kind of sorting out like food stuff?
Like it's just gonna look at Sutha and say, "Thank you. That was very kind what you did and what you said."
You would have done the same.
That's true. I almost cast Wall of Light, but I figured dancing lights would be a little less offensive.
Yeah. That slow eye she has, it can't see shit, so she wouldn't have seen anything in the first place.
Oh, okay.
I can't go back to jail.
What did the cats do?
I didn't do it.
Oh, God.
Sorry, I have a warrant out for my arrest for being so goddamn cute. I can't help it.
Because badass should be illegal.
I'm sorry, what ass do I have?
Oh,
I'm
legal.
serious.
Smart ass state of mind.
That's fair.
Hey.
That's probably why you're in trouble.
Finger guns, even though
That's
I don't
probably
know
why
anyone's sexuality yet.
That's probably why you're in trouble, because that smart ass mouth.
Yeah, probably.
You just asked the wrong one today, hombre.
Okay. So real quick, Sutha, is there anybody in particular that you want to talk to as part of your scene, or do you want to like end there on like the happy celebration eating food thing?
I'm okay with ending there. I guess like maybe Sutha wanted to talk to like I don't want to call it her mother, but her like den mother, so to speak, like the lady that like gave her name.
I mean, I feel like that's very fair for this one. So yeah, so we can do that before we end off. So like I said, just checking in. So I think honestly, she probably finds you like right after everybody's kind of gotten food and started to settle down, because then it's a lot easier to move your way like around like the kind of crowd.
And as soon as like she sees her, Sutha's gonna bend over and talk to Zinc. By the way, you should probably think of what you want your tattoo. Okay, have fun.
Sorry?
I'm sorry? That be just stealing noodle?
That's
so
amazing.
yeah. So I guess den mother is a good term. So your den mother kind of comes up. She hasn't gotten her food yet, but she sees you and puts her arm out for like the warrior hand grab kind of thing, where like you're supposed to kind of grab 4 arms and do the thing.
You know what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm gonna do.
Are you gonna hug?
Sutha's gonna grab her arm and like pull her in for like the biggest bro hug ever.
Yeah, she goes. She's sort of like, I don't know what this is. Okay.
It is very good to see you.
I am pleased that you have returned whole from your task. That is a strange custom, but not unpleasant.
I thought the same when it happened to me.
Much has changed since you have left, including you.
She kind of looks around to see if anyone's nearby. I wish to speak with you on a matter I am puzzled by.
Of course. My tent. Gestures over. You know exactly where it is because it's always in the same place. You'll kind of abscond for a little bit. And she, puts her tent flap like closed, which is, it's hard to be like, the tents aren't like soundproof or anything, but usually if somebody actually has their tent flap like closed all the way, it kind of indicates like, leave us alone for a bit, for lack of a better word. So yeah, and she sort of gestures for you to sit down on like the furs and mats and stuff, and does herself. What concern? What do you wish to speak about?
I've been going through some recent changes. And I am unfamiliar with them within our tribe. I will show you, but I need you not to cause alarm.
Very well.
I am Sutha, bear of teeth. Let me show.
She's sort of like, yes, you bear the teeth. That is correct. And she sort of like gestures again, like, yes, show me, I suppose.
Is it a larger tent or is it like a like you sleep in here and that's it?
She's a bit older. She, I think, has a little bit more.
So like if Sutha transform, it's not going to destroy the tent.
No, I don't think so. There's enough room for stuff like that.
All right, yeah. Sutha slowly transforms into a bear.
Her face is entirely deadpan, which is not unusual. But you do see just a little bit of like eye widen, just a little bit.
And then she slowly transforms back.
I see. Amusing how paths in life can reflect so strongly without intention.
I believe Flortma calls that irony.
What is a Flortma?
He's like you, but a man.
There are no men like me.
Probably the most important question ever in this campaign. What is a Flortma?
Heck, in our real philosophy.
Because even the party does not have a fucking clue.
He likes tea and he will kick your ass with words.
Strange concept. I have heard of those with this power. They can call on it in a limited capacity throughout a day and become even more one with the forests, with nature, with the plains, with our world for that time. It is not common, but it does happen, and usually is indicative of a spirit that is connected more fully with the world itself. It is
Well, I mean, I know Isla can turn into a wolf, but like how she turns into that wolf is absolutely glorious and it's wonderful, but she knows she can do it, and it's fucking wonderful to see her do it. It's just like I don't understand how I'm able to do it.
you have a connection I believe made stronger by the circumstances that led to us forming kinship.
Sutha just kind of like reaches her back again and it's just like it's gone.
It's gone.
She turns her back so she could see it.
Mm-hmm. That's right, because yeah.
No, someone else. I think it was Sierra or it was Diran tore it out of me.
No, I think Darren cut it off, and Devotion sealed the wound. I think
there we go. So I didn't.
It was a group effort, and I think Sierra healed her after they were done. Team effort.
Yeah. So she sort of nods. I see. That is it. May be that the removal of the marking of the past has enabled you to open yourself up to the changes that the world has been meaning to grant you.
I will speak with the elders about it. Or do you feel like they will not handle it well?
I believe, except for Rishka, who does not like anything, I believe they will be receptive, as to me it speaks of your connection to what we are of, to the nature that we live in, even as you are no longer physically here. I believe it speaks to your connection to your tribe, to everything that we stand for, and that we hold dear and sacred. I believe they will also do so. And if not, there's nothing to say that you can't simply prove that by challenging them as a bear.
I don't think we're ready for that. But she grabs her hands. Again, she's very touchy right now, which is not normally her.
Yeah.
She grabs her hands. You must meet Zinc. Come.
She's just very well. And I think heads out. Okay. Okay, I think that's where we're gonna have to end that one, just to make sure I can get to everybody's tonight. That one went a little longer, and I do apologize for that.
No, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I just, it was really cool, and we haven't gotten to see like anything with Sutha, so I was just like, okay, just a little bit longer. But that's on me. um, okay, cool. With that was awesome. I personally believe. Ugh, I love when I get little lore drops from everybody. Just, it's so good. Okay, so onward and upward. Next up, so it is Suva, and next up is a that was the number I just rolled. Okay, 4, 5. Okay, and next up is Drax's actual scene. Yay! Which, funnily enough, is taking place during Darren and Sierra's date. Probably while they are figuring out where to go and once they've reached Avalon.
Drax would have found Darren and Sierra before they head off.
Mhm.
So, what's Kiddo's usual bedtime?
I don't know.
If he has one.
I haven't been here in 6 years. I still think 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
10 if you're feeling nice. But don't let him stay up past 11.
That's fair. And then I guess if he is going to do experiments, make sure he does it at the tree.
Only experiment tree out in the backyard.
And do not let him touch my weapons whatsoever.
No, do not let him touch your weapons at all.
Drax will kind of look over to Adrian. You heard the boss.
Fine.
Alright. Probably be back sometime tomorrow. You listen to Drax, alright?
Yes, Sierra, I will listen to Drax.
I'm gonna insight check my own brother. Gonna insight check the little shit. 18.
You can clearly see on his face because he rolled a 5. He intends to be well behaved, but may seek out to do mischief where he can. He's not necessarily going to break any rules, but he might be aggravating.
Sierra just thinks in the back of her head, at least it's not me dealing with it tonight. Sarah's in the chat, dare, and wink. Darren winks, apparently. Also, hi, Sarah. We love you.
Drax will then just turn to Sierra.
Oh, she said she'll be on soonish. Yay.
Okay, woohoo!
Take your time, honey.
You look really nice, and I hope you have fun.
You know I don't like compliments.
You're getting them anyway, little shit.
Alright. We should be back probably either later this evening or tomorrow. So just make sure neither of you burn the place down.
I'm not the one who can burn anything down. Drax looks directly towards Adrian.
No, but you can help. I know that you can.
Look, if I burn the place down, I have to deal with Laurel. And I'm afraid of that woman.
That would be really funny to see, though. Alright, we'll be heading off. Both of you be on your best behavior.
At the end of the day, I look more innocent.
Yeah, I can trust that she can do that.
Right. Well, have fun, you two. And no rush in getting back home. Just take as much time as you need.
Don't worry, this is just a casual kidnapping. And she will look to Darren with like a grimace on her face, like, I have no idea what he has planned tonight. This is before she knew where they were, knew what the whole night was gonna entail.
I imagine Darren and Drax are just looking at each other like, it's like there's that like in cahoots moment.
Alright. Alright, they go.
Have fun.
I'll do my best to. And then she and Darren will head off for date night.
Drax will then turn to Darren. To Adrian. Sorry, tired. It's late.
Names.
Hey, in your defense, both of their names contain the exact same letters.
Yeah.
This is true. So, it turns to Adrian. So, I'm gonna make you the best damn dwarven style dinner you're ever gonna have.
We'll see about that. I'm a very, very, very
Picky
critical
eater.
consumer.
In other words, you're just picky.
When you say it like that, it makes me sound like a little kid.
He would kind of lean down on his level and tussle his hair. You are.
Watch, in like 2 years, I'm gonna be taller than you, and then you'll be the little kid.
Huh.
Yeah.
Do you want dinner or not?
Yes.
Alright. So Drax will go in the kitchen and cook up a pure dwarvish style, like, hodgepodge of like hearty food, meats, potatoes, a little bit of vegetables in there because he's a grown boy. And if he doesn't eat his vegetables, either Sierra or Laura will kill me. And it's just cuts of beef, pork, ham, lamb, whole shebang, and brings out this platter.
That weighs as much as me.
Yeah, put meat on your bones, you twig.
Are you weight shaming my little brother?
He kind of glances over to you and like spears one little point and then like puts it on his arm. There we go.
I'm gonna kill this kid. He kind of looks at him going, so you got your wit from your sister, for damn sure.
Yeah.
However, try it because
You know the thing that like kids will do where they like touch the very tip of it to their tongue to decide if they like it or not.
Drax is just like staring at him, just like has a look of, are you gonna continue to fuck around or you're gonna find out?
Sorry, remind me one more time. Is this like a pile of sausages or?
So it's like lamb joints, top side of beef, like gammon.
That sounds great.
Like either roast or mashed potatoes and like mushrooms and other sort of veg, but like it's in this hodgepodge platter in the middle, and he has a plate in front of him, so he can pick out what he wants.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I think he takes some of the smaller cuts that like he like recognizes more easily than any of the others, and like does pull them over. He takes like one of them, maybe that's just a little unusual, and does that like tip of tongue thing. But he eats other stuff.
Which one did he go no to?
just because I don't actually know what it is, probably the lamb joints.
What? Are you saying no to my lamb?
Is it the actual joint part where it's like tendons and shit?
So lamb joint is more like it's a lamb shank, which is like the bit of the upper half of the leg that connects to the hind bit.
Okay, I think I've seen that before.
Imagine a turkey leg, but flat top.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Gotcha. Look, if I've got other stuff to eat, lamb's just kind of.
He'll grab the entire lamb shank, which is a good that, and Jax would just be like, "All right, more for me."
Now I imagine yeah, I imagine Isla is there helping. Yes. Okay. Cool. So Isla, you have arrived earlier. You may have helped Drax with some of the stuff. This is after you got your surprise present at the hotel, Lord, the tavern. But yeah, but you're there and can of course also get your own dinner from the spread that sort of exists here. Adrian tends to have like a lot more of the potatoes and has a tendency to just kind of cover them in salt and goat butter, because I imagine that's probably more common in a mountain town is goat butter. Anyway, so that's what he's kind of focused on for the duration of the food, but he does eat a fairly decent amount.
I will probably walk into the room and be like, and how are my two favorite men doing today?
There's Drax still eat. There's Drax still eating, and Adrian is defeated on the other side of the table. Just going, there's some donut, honey.
Well, I'm afraid you ate it all. My goodness.
I served some for you. What do you take me for?
She'll just go, I'm just kidding, and kiss him on the cheek. And she'll sit down. She'll sit down and eat a little bit.
So yeah, this dwarvish style hodgepodge is pretty damn good. Very well seasoned, well balanced. Potatoes are a good mix of creamy with a little bit of like not crunchy but chunky texture. Is all good.
Excuse me. Cool. Yeah, she'll just sit enjoying her meal, and then she'll kind of lean over to Drax and go, I got a present.
He stops eating. From who?
I think from Cafsiel, but he's a wolf and I'm not quite sure how that actually works. I got a package and a little tuft of fur, of his fur was in there. But knowing him, it was from like his undercoat, so he was okay, you know.
Okay.
I know I sound a little crazy.
It's definitely one of the stranger things I've heard. Are you? I'm stumped, honey. I have no words.
Yeah, well, she'll show the ring. This was what came in the package. It's very pretty. I'm not quite sure what it is, but
Can Drax do a history check to see if he's seen this before? Maybe the crest?
Mm, I think you can do a history check to see if the general thing like brings to mind something. I don't think you would know enough about Pendalin to know like anything about the crest. Honestly, like I think the DC for that would be like crazy high. But you can do like a general thing to be like, the fuck is this? Why is it important? Sort of
Okay.
general things.
Alright, history check. What's my... Okay. Dirty 20.
Nice. So, you're aware that this is some kind of signet ring. You've seen those before. Honestly, Falker might have his own that you've also seen before.
Probably he loves to put his mark on his work.
Yeah. So it is a signet ring of some kind. You can definitely tell that. It's something that that doesn't look new either. It looks it's got a little bit of a, I guess like a burnished look to it. Like it's just been used and worn over time. Like there's a few small like nicks here and there. And it's not like shiny brand new kind of thing. Like it definitely looks like it has been worn. It's very, very good quality, like very, very good. So you would assume that it's got to do something with like an aristocratic family, something like that, like somebody who could have paid to have really good metal used. But you don't know exactly what the crest is. You know, it's not, as far as you can tell, it doesn't look like it's one for Gem Kingdom. So like there are some like noble families that have their own crest like separate, but a lot of those have some kind of gem theme to them or something to that effect. There aren't any that you've noticed that have like water and deer.
Okay.
Like that's just not a thing here. But you don't know anything more specific than that.
Okay. Josh will kind of like look over the ring. Well, whoever it belonged to previously paid very good money for it.
Okay.
It's not of Gem Kingdom.
I'm afraid to assume.
Assuming makes an ass out of you and me.
That's a bad word. You're just like very like almost sleepy, kind of like he's very full. But you kind of hear like as he's leaning back in his chair, just like that's a bad word.
That is true. That is a bad word. Don't mind him.
Next time I'll swear in Dwarvish.
Oh, hey, I'll actually be able to understand those.
I can't use that loophole.
Jax has the most shit-eating grin on his face. He's like, I know. Definitely aristocratic and definitely important and not new.
Okay.
Can Drax discern what type of metal is used?
What was it, like a white gold or something?
Yeah. If you want to like make absolutely sure, I guess you could probably cast Identify, or I think in this case it'd be a
like or maybe just a general intelligence check, given the fact that his father is a blacksmith.
Yeah, I could see an intelligence check specifically for you.
Would I get advantage given the fact that I've grown up with a smith? And metals is kind of like the family business. If not, it's
I'll
fine.
allow it. I'll allow it.
Yeah. I don't want to take the piss. I was just asking because it's a genuine thing. Okay, so... Not bad, not bad. That's better! 21.
Nice. Okay. It is as far as you can tell, just from the way that like it seems to have held up from the wearing of it and the way that the nicks are like the way that they've kind of smoothed over the time that it's been used, and the luster of the parts that are still like kind of polished looking. From all of that, you can tell that it's definitely a fairly pure white gold mixture. And the rest of that mixture looks like it may be actually like a little bit of steel.
Well, when I say pay good money for this, I'm not kidding. This is primarily very good grade white gold.
White gold?
Yep.
My God. Why do I have something so expensive on me? Who trusted me with this?
I need to meet this wolf.
Something apparently a wolf did. How do you know a wolf that smart anyway?
Long the story.
It's a long story. Okay. I mean, I would love for you to meet Capsule someday. I'm sure he'd like you.
Is he kind of like Bismuth, where he's like a familiar? But I didn't think you were a wizard.
No, he's not my familiar. He's never been that. He's been more of a animal companion that shows up and leaves whenever he pleases. He's very protective and very sweet. He's a good boy all around.
Okay. Well, I mean, nobody's reported seeing any wolves up here, so.
Yeah. I haven't seen him in a long time.
Maybe some kind of special, like, super magic. Oh.
I mean, that could make sense.
That'd be really, really cool. A magic wolf. Like, imagine that. And from behind, you guys hear a very aggravated meow.
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 I'm not saying I want to replace you. I'm just saying it'd be really cool. Another aggravated meow. Not what I meant.
Honey, have you considered the fact that this wolf might have might also be a druid?
It's like you know
Your
in the
penny
animes
drops.
where the little star drops on the person's head. She just goes, that would make so much sense. But then why would Capsule show up as a wolf and not as a person?
Maybe due to the fact of Drax will say this in Dwarvish, the horrible cunt who you used to live with.
Well.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Drax will looked at Adrian's reaction at him like speaking Dwarvish.
I don't know some of those words.
I don't.
Good. Don't repeat them.
You guys never let me do anything fun.
Oh, trust me, when you get older, you can have all the fun you want.
Why are you lying to him? Being an adult sucks.
Know that, but I like to give people hope.
He's like, and he goes off in like a little minute. He's like, yeah, it's gonna be great because then I can do my hair blue anytime that I want, and I'll be really tall and like my hair, like a real deep voice, and it won't crack when I get upset, and it's gonna be awesome, and maybe I'll have like a girlfriend or something, and it's gonna be awesome.
Well,
every parental figure in the party as he says that. A chance to embarrass the child?
What time is it currently?
Probably considering like dinner and then like y'all just kind of chatting after. I think it's probably about 8:45.
15 minutes and then bedtime, buddy.
Oh, come on! Don't you know that's the cool thing about babysitters is that you get to stay up a little later? Yeah.
Not with me.
I'm only second in charge. Are you really going to argue with Isla?
You and Sierra really did same.
Wait,
Across
Isla
the
and
way.
Sierra are the same?
Yes.
Sierra's not as strict.
No, but you don't let him get away with anything.
Oh. But she's still... Yeah, okay, we both don't
Oh.
neither of us let him get away with anything. But I'm not as strict still.
Fair.
Because I'm supposed to be the cool big sister.
Mm-hmm.
I will just go, I'm going to choose to take that as a compliment because she is brilliant.
I mean, yeah, she's like the coolest big sister ever, but like,
and you should
Oh, no,
respect
no.
her.
And you're biased.
and
Touche, little man, touche.
I didn't say what criteria I was basing it off of. I said, in my personal opinion, she is the coolest big sister ever, and therefore that is a valid statement.
I am helping this kid get through college.
Boom. Wizard logic.
For a moment, Adrian, you turn into your mother.
I
Just
can
to-
kind of take that as a compliment.
Don't get me wrong, your mother is awesome. However, I hope you realize that you are exhibiting the best and the worst traits of everyone around you. You are at a very impressionable age at this moment.
Just to be
Mhm.
silly. Just to be
Mhm.
silly.
Mm-hmm.
Isla's gonna cast Druidcraft and just have like a singular vine like as he's walking.
Mhm.
Like just trip him. Not make him completely fall, just like oh, you know.
Oh god.
Drax or Adrian?
Probably Adrian.
Adrian.
Yeah. So he just what?
He sees like a little vine just go shoop.
It's time. This kid.
I love him.
Okay. So he doesn't give you guys much more trouble, and does head up to bed. It looks like, especially from like the pretty big meal, that he's just feeling kind of sleepy, honestly. And Bismuth is trailing after him and is kind of like being all like cutesy and meowing and like rubbing against his leg. Like, I know, it's bedtime. Good night. Thanks for dinner.
Good
You're welcome,
night.
kiddo.
Sleep well, okay?
He just kind of like do.
A little
yeah.
pitter
do you
little
need
pitter
Isla will call up the stairs. Oh, do you need anything? A glass of water?
No, I'm okay.
Have you brushed your
All
teeth?
right.
Doing that now, and you hear water running after a minute.
Good boy.
Yeah, because plumbing totally exists in this universe.
Man,
It's magical.
they're wizards.
It's like
honestly.
wait. Like yes, we have plumbing, but the thing is that it's not like modern plumbing.
No,
so
it's like
in order to run the water, it's that little like pump thing. So you
Yeah.
gotta pump the water.
The Romans had
He's
fucking
got a foot
sewage.
pedal that he uses to turn on the sink.
I mean, Louis the 14th had a pressure made fountain in
Yep.
many of his courtyards. So
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, the Romans had sewage, so like they were in pipes. So, like, there's an equivalent. There's definitely an equivalent.
Yeah,
here.
they also had lead in their makeup.
True. We're not doing that though.
look.
Doesn't matter if there's lead where your poo goes.
It does if it goes on your face.
It will not. But yeah, so after about like 15-ish minutes, so like probably closer like 9:15 in total, like he'll like settle down in his room and y'all like hear the door close. You hear like the cat meow a couple more times and then settle and then silence.
Well,
Drax is gonna clean up dinner and everything, get everything washed up.
I will help out. She'll do the drying.
While Drax is washing. So, are we gonna gloss over the fact that you are a princess?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a thing. That's a that's a thing.
I suppose there's only one thing that we do need to talk about. If we do go to Pendalin, sort some shit out, are you gonna stay in Pendalin and rule, or not?
See, this is kind of really big questions. It's a little late at night. I'm like, I don't know if I should be talking about this right now. She's like rambling.
Drax is gonna give that look of just.
I did.
We don't have
She's
to
gonna
talk.
do that thing where, like, at the wall, she's like puts her forehead on the wall.
Baby.
Honey, if we don't have this talk now, we're never gonna have it.
I know.
Drax will put the last of the washing up away and he'll sit on like the sofa and just be like, right, come here. Let's sit down, relax, and talk about it.
She'll step on over and like sprawl herself out on the couch, like both like anxious and aggravated at the same time. And just go, I know we need to talk about it. I don't know what to do. I don't know the first thing to do about this situation. My heart is telling me to go to find out what's there. If I am a princess and if they're considered my people and if my people are in danger, I need to do something about it. But I'm so scared because this life that we're living right now, I love it. And I love our group and my newfound family. And I love everyone in it and everything that we do, even when it gets tough. And I want to find my true calling, but I'm afraid of leaving this behind. And I don't want to lose anybody, especially
He'll like grab her left hand. You see what I put on you? I'm not
Yes.
going anywhere.
But what if I do go then? What if I do go and I become the rightful queen or whatever? Then, and if we get married, well, when
Oh,
we get married,
I was gonna say if.
when
Better.
I don't know if that's the life you'd want to live. I don't
Life.
know if I become queen and you become king, would you even enjoy that life? Would you even like that?
As long as my life includes you, I don't care what it is.
Yeah, but you get a little restless sometimes.
And that's just something I have to work on.
I don't want to subject anybody to something that they don't want to do. I don't want to put that kind of pressure on you. Even though I'm putting all of this pressure on myself, gosh dang it.
He kind of wraps one arm around her and like brings her into the chest, be like, and now you know how I felt when I found out I was his fucking champion. Sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, at least like you know what your calling is. I have no fucking clue. Am I supposed to be a princess? Am I supposed to be a druid? Am I supposed to be an adventurer? Am I supposed to be I don't flipping know. There are so many things that I could be. And it's great. Because for so long I thought that I was still going to be a nobody with my mother. And now that the whole world is open to me, it's really overwhelming.
The world is overwhelming, and trust me, I felt the same when I left home. But I'd rather the world be overwhelming in front of me than underwhelming. Because then what's the point?
I suppose that's true. I want.
Everyone has their calling. What you need to realize is that everyone has a choice to follow their calling or not.
Do you
Maybe
think?
Maybe a calling is both.
Do you think that I'm even fit to be a princess?
You are one of the most selfless people I know, almost to a detriment. You make so many people happy. You care more than you should, but that is a good thing sometimes. And you always have it out for the best in people, even when it may not be there. You spared your mother And let me tell you, all of us were this close to ending up right there and then.
I know.
What if she's still walking around without a left shoe? Just whatever you want to do, I am here. And he'll kind of grab her by the chin very lightly.
She's gonna take his hand, his free hand, and hold it tight, close to her chest, and just go, I can't sit idly by knowing that many people could be suffering when I could change it. As much as I love this, as much as I love the adventuring, and I hope that never stops, I can't let it go. I can't stop thinking. I could be the turning point. I at least want to try.
And try you shall. And I'll be there to help you. However, there is something on my to-do list that I really need to do. I may need to go into a volcano to pick up a weapon that belonged to Thor.
You need to go into the what now to pick up the what now from who?
You heard what I said.
Okay. I'll be right here with you.
Just to kind of watch the stairs just in case he's doing a fucking eavesdrop, although that dwarvish food does tend to put someone in a fucking food coma.
Yeah, no, that boy's out.
Here it kind of trips the stairs. Okay, good. And he steals a quick kiss.
She'll just say, I don't mind waiting, for anybody. If anybody needs to, get anything done, if you need to find this weapon, I'm all for it. I don't mind waiting my turn.
Just when you want to do this, do not be afraid to speak up, okay? Promise?
I promise that I will try, even though I feel very anxious asking things for people. So I said I promise that I will try.
Bit pedantic, but I'll take it.
I promise I do my best. I promise. Okay.
That's a solemn vow. I hope you know this.
Yeah, I know. I know the pinky promise is something that cannot be broken.
Nope. And he gives her another cute little kiss on the cheek.
I love you,
I know.
She's gonna punch him in the shoulder.
Adorable.
You want to try that again?
Honey, I'm sure every time you punch me, it hurts you more than it hurts me. But you know I love you too. Oh, really? Okay, since when did you get ice powers? Because that's a fucking cold shoulder and a half.
Mhm. Cute.
Fine, I'll just have to go to bed on my own then. Bye.
No.
And I think like that cute little interchange of like Isla going after Drax is probably where we leave them for the evening.
Cute bickering.
Being adorable. Okay, coolio. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. It's 11:30, which is normally about when we take a break. So if we want to try and aim like really hard for like an actual like 10-minute break, that way I know for sure we'll get to everybody. I want to go ahead and roll and see who's going to be next. That way that person is aware. Hey, funnily enough, Sierra, you're next. So
What?
when we're
What?
yeah, you get your focus scene.
What?
Yeah.
It's just gonna be the Mulan training montage. Be a man.
No, you said you wanted to talk to Adrian.
Well, she's also doing her training routine.
That's fine.
Yeah. It's like the opening scene from Merida. She's riding on horseback shooting arrows.
Amazing. So yeah, so we want to.
Well, except I don't have a horse. I just have wings that last for a minute.
Hell yes.
I mean, if devotion's back, you can borrow the wolf.
Yeah.
Or Florima's horse.
Nah, speedrun target practice. Yeah. See how many you can hit in a minute. Yeah.
Go. Devotion's
actually
flying
that would
around
be
in
great
circle.
target practice for Sierra.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, flying target.
Flying and seeing how many targets I can hit before my wings poof. And I plummet to my death.
So let's try and aim for like a legit 10-minute break. Come back. We'll do Sierra's, and then I just gotta make sure to get Devotion and Zinc, and we'll have everybody.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm running a 1-minute ad break so I can try to make a little bit of money.
Okay.
I'm gonna get a drink.
So I was sent out to get ice cream in the middle of the live stream. So that's why I said BRB. I'm just kind of like begrudgingly I ran up to McDonald's, and thank the gods the ice cream machine was working. I got my parents a couple of sundaes, and I wasn't feeling Sunday. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get myself a chocolate shake. Just fuck it. And it is very good. Hi, Sarah. I did not have a chance to say hello before when you got here.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm listening to a puppy snore.
Puppy snores.
Puppy snores. Hold on.
Carefully.
Well, she was sitting on me, but she left because I wasn't giving her pets, and that's unacceptable behavior.
Obviously, of course, one must do all the pets. Oh, yeah, bubble. Oh, yeah, bubble. Oh, yeah, bubble. Oh,
my fucking heart.
Guys, she's not petting. Oh, she's not giving me enough pettings.
Oh, my heart.
Baby. Such a good baby. My heart.
Yeah.
This hurts so good.
This is Ray's dog, Tia, and she is a rescue.
Such a good baby.
There we go. Now you can see you.
How old is she?
I don't know. She's at least a couple years old. This is the dog I told you about that kept trying to lick my tattoo off of my body.
Let him.
She still tries it sometimes, but for the most part, she accepts that she cannot remove it. Right, Tia? Right? What? Am I bothering your nap? I'll let you go back to bed.
Yes, but you are also giving me pets, so I'm excited. There's a lot of strange people on the screen.
I want to boop that snort so bad.
I want to boop the nude.
I think Ray thinks that she was going to be a bait dog, but they saved her before.
Maybe.
People who do that are the people I would like to set on fire.
I know, I'm sorry. I touched the one spot on your ear that I'm not allowed to touch. I know. I'm sorry. It was an accident.
What the fuck, man?
There's a heavy sigh at my apology. Thank you.
I heard that.
She's so snarky. I love her.
The dramatic ass dog.
She
Oh,
is.
oh look, quick, show Icarus. Icarus did not see the puppy.
There's a puppy.
Oh, good baby. Hello. Hello.
The sassiest doggo.
Very sassy doggo. Sassy doggo who gets very excited when I come to visit because I let her lick me.
That's precious.
Speaking of doggos, mine are barking.
Not speaking of doggos, but my spine is killing me right now.
I'm sorry.
And I don't know why.
Have you had your vaccine recently?
Nope.
You need to do some stretches, maybe, see if that helps.
I've actually been pretty active today. I got paid a day early, which was I was like, groceries. I can finally eat.
The grocery.
Do you know how bad my day was for work?
Oh god.
Hotel.
I had to leave early. I got cut early because I had 4 tables all day.
How many hours was your shift?
It was supposed to be 5. I worked 4.
Oh damn.
Oh Jesus.
4 hours, 4 tables. When I left, Katie comes in an hour after I do, and when I left, she had only had 2.
Damn.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not surprised they sent you home. Otherwise, yeah, it's like then we can't pay you.
Well, that's the downside of being a tip-based thing. Is they don't really do too much of the paying. But
I'm probably gonna head off purely because the pain is like lower and all the way up to the middle.
Yeah. No, that's totally fair, my dude.
So
love you, buddy. Take care of yourself.
I will try if I'm able to fucking move tomorrow morning.
You got this. You will survive.
Oh no.
do you know how to do hip rotations?
Yes, I had really bad back problems as a kid, so
Then do some hip rotations, sets of 20. You don't need to do full back arches, but at least rotations.
Oh, hold on, that was almost good. Oh, that's helping.
Do the shimmy. Oh, look at Leo. Good boy.
Where's your flu?
Oh, something went.
Like, oh no.
I'm afraid to move.
It's like, it's either gonna be really good or I've just fucked my spine. Can you feel your toes?
Oh, that was fleeting. No, I'm gonna go.
Go rest.
I'm gonna have a hot fucking shower tomorrow morning.
Good plan.
But I will catch you guys later.
Have a good night.
Much loves.
Sleep.
Bye, boys.
So I know Hannah's not back yet, but like I said, I want to make sure we get everybody. So Sierra, if you're good to go, we can go ahead and start with her scene just to make super sure. Sound good?
Paige. Waifu.
Oh. Hey. You good?
Where'd Mitch go?
Oh, his back was like legitimately killing him, so he hopped off so he can deal with it.
Okay. I was just like, I look
thinking-
up and he gone.
He go. I was saying I know Hannah's not back yet, but to make sure that we get in everybody, I'm gonna go ahead and start with yours if you're good to go.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Okay. So we probably do another one of those little smash cut death. And zoom over to Sierra probably zooming through the woods and having some high speed target practice.
Yeah.
It looks really fucking cool. A lot of budget is spent to make the wings look amazing. And she's doing amazing. Just
Yeah. I mean, do you want me to still roll skill checks for this? Because I could just crash and burn and eat ass.
I think for once I'm not going to trust your dice to let things happen the way that they should.
Do not trust my dice. Fuck.
Yes, no. We are not trusting these dice. I'm using my god powers to say no. You look badass as fuck. So yeah. So I think that you're able to get a really good like sort of training session in maybe like while Adrian was finishing up some of his like independent study or whatever the hell they want to call it, like while your mom's away kind of thing. Because I know like technically he could have blown off the work, but I think he also like just really wants to learn more spells, and he knows that to do that he has to like, you know, apply himself and be a whole wizard kind of thing. So yeah, so I think once you head back home after you're done training, I think he's just chilling at the table, and sorry, I think he's just chilling at the table and maybe has like just finished something like around the same time that you walk in the door. He's just like, okay, oh, that's one chapter down. Oh.
Out of how many?
Well, I think Mom said if I do a chapter a day, I should be about where I would be if she wasn't on vacation. So I think I'm good.
Then I guess you're good for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Good on you, and I give him a high five.
So does that mean we can go adventuring?
I don't know. What kind of adventure do you want to go on?
Well, I don't actually know. I don't know what kind of adventures you can have around here. Because that creepy place in the mine was all sealed off, and it should be. And the mines themselves have all been kind of explored, and so it's not like super fun to just kind of go and wander around down there. And other than that, we've just got the tiny little wood patch.
I mean, it's up to you what you want to do today.
Well, why don't we I mean, there's always the experiment tree.
What plans do you have with the experiment tree, Adrian?
Well, if you can get Darren to share his cool eye stalk things, we can see how many blasts we get out of them before they have to have a cooldown.
You want me to ask him for his eye stalk? Why don't you ask him?
Because...
Yeah, child. Why don't you ask me yourself?
Say this?
Do you say that in that voice?
just pops up behind. No,
That's what I was
just
asking, like,
kidding.
can you do that? You just
That
pop up
would
behind
be-
you.
That I might need to get my dice for an impulse roll because that actually would be fucking hilarious.
Do it.
I'm gonna do that. Hold on. I can do that on the thing now, right?
Mhm.
Because I don't have my computer. Do. I can. Oh,
Oh no.
I rolled a 3. I'm popping up behind the small child.
You're gonna scare the shit out of my brother, and I'm here for it.
Icarus, we don't breathe the alcohol, we drink the alcohol.
I know, I tried to laugh because you told me your result like right as I took it. And so like, no, stop it. Drink. Anyway, so
It doesn't help that because of my camera angle, I am just a pair of eyes having this conversation.
yes, child, ask me yourself. So yes, does this child notice you? Probably not.
Did I roll my stealth check?
Don't even bother. He got an 11, and I know you can even.
Do I
rolling a
see
one-
Darren appear behind him?
Now you can roll contesting ones to see.
I have advantage. 24.
24, and what do I even need to roll perception?
Yeah.
But my passive is a 22. Shit, that's still not high enough. So I have to roll active.
Reliable talent,
Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, fuck you. I don't see shit. I think we're both scared by your sudden
I
appearance.
make them both jump. I win.
We both go, ah!
Yeah, basically, oh god!
Oh god! It's like that scene from The Office. Fuck!
Well, I thought that you'd be more likely to say yes if Sierra asked. That's all.
Oh, really? That was your main concern.
Yeah.
I start pulling one of the eye stalks out of the bag.
Sierra's just thinking in her head, what did I sign myself up for now?
Okay, so I was
Chaos.
thinking if we take it and we kind of like aim it at the tree and see if maybe like if you hold it in different positions and I do the shocking grasp, if that then makes it do different stuff, like different reaction times. What do you think?
Interesting. I mean, there's really only one way to find out.
Experiment. And he like goes and grabs like a quill and some paper, but you have to write it down, otherwise you're just being weird.
When are you not just being weird, Adrian?
Mythbusters quote for the win.
Yeah. You have to write it down because then it's science.
The difference between science and fucking around is writing it down.
Alright, I'll be out back in just a moment. Let me go make sure the shop out front is locked up. Darren, you're free to join us if you wish. I hold no responsibility if you get injured, though. And I go to make sure the front of the shop is locked up.
Yeah, honestly, you know exactly what you're doing. Fully locked up. Doesn't look like anybody's been by as far as you can tell. It's been a pretty slow day.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's
I
Wednesday.
figured Darren was the one who was watching the shop while I was out.
Most likely.
Yeah.
I mean, he can duck back into the shop and let you have,
It's up to...
have sibling time.
Okay.
And he's going to, as he walks towards the shop to do that, he'll give you the other one. So both eye stalks are now available.
Amazing. That's a really good stand-in eye stock.
It's still floppy.
It's so floppy. Oh my god.
Flaccid. It's flaccid eye stock.
Jesus.
It is almost 11 o'clock at night and I am entering chaos hours. Let me have this.
Amazing. So yes, so you take your eye stock and you go out back. Adrian is kind of like sizing up the tree that has lots of little tiny spell pock marks kind of all over it. He has carefully laid the eye stalk that Darren gave him like out on one of the lawn chairs, so it's not like on the grass. He's like, hey, okay, so my thought is that if it's hold on, and he like looks over, grabs the ink and or grabs like the quill and grabs the paper, and
Signed his liability form.
when he grabs the or grabs the quill, grabs the paper, and it's like, okay, if shocking grasp is closer to I will shoot more strongly. Yeah.
That's your first hypothesis.
Yes.
All right, I guess we'll test it, and I will have like a cure wounds spell prepared.
It's ready, just in case.
You just see like black shimmering healing magic form around her fingertips as she just stands by cautiously, just in case her brother electrocutes himself.
So your brother, this is amazing. Oh my god, your brother like okay, and he kind of just does this, and then reaches out and like right below the little like optic nerve, like where it connects to the stalk part. He just kind of like touches that a little bit, and you see the electricity like go. You hear like the crackle sizzle, and the fucking eye just like lights up and then and like shoots a full on fucking beam at the tree and like scores it pretty deeply. He got a nat 20.
I'm scared of my little brother.
Whoa, that was awesome. Hypothesis correct. He goes over to the table, like writes it down.
The magic on Sierra's hand fizzles as she's in shock. That happened.
Yeah. That was a good hypothesis.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, make sure you keep directing all the spells at the tree, alright?
Oh, yeah. It always has to go at the tree because that's the experiment tree. That's what we agreed. Mm-hmm. And the tree is technically like, this is why it's the experiment tree, is that like it got some weird like disease or something and just it died.
Disease?
Yeah, it's a tree. Sometimes it happens. It got all like wilty and then sad and then just kind of stopped growing. So now it's Mom said that if you
how long
scrape
ago
off,
did this happen?
like a year ago. That's when it became the experiment tree, because it's if you scratch your thumb on it and you look underneath the bark, it's just kind of wood. It's not alive anymore.
Sierra is going to carefully go up and inspect the tree for any black marks or like any black spots around the base of the tree on the ground.
Yeah, roll me for, or I guess in this case, probably investigation, but it can be for something.
Did you confiscate the eye stalk first?
I am a dumbass sister. Of course I did not.
Thought maybe I should point out that your brother
and I rolled.
And you are now near the tree.
I rolled an 8, so I am 2 times the dumbass.
Honestly, I think it's more that it's just hard to tell because this thing has undergone a year's worth of his experimentation with spell shit. So there's a lot of little pock marks on the tree. You don't see anything that has that telltale like perfectly circular cut. If you want to try sort of a backup, you can roll me nature. Just like, okay, I don't see any of the necrotic.
Straight roll. 12.
That's better. It kind of looks like from the side of the tree that doesn't face the house, or you know, the side away from where he most likely like aims everything. From there, you can kind of see this like greenish, brownish, a specific type of lichen thing or something that you've seen before. like out in the forest and shit. Which it was probably some kind of like, if that's what it was probably some kind of like blight.
But
which,
not the blight.
Yeah, it's a naturally occurring one, not a magical bullshit.
Yeah.
So at least there's that.
Good to know.
Yeah, as far as you know, you don't know what kind it was. It's sort of thing like, okay, I've seen that on dead trees in forests before.
Yeah, I just wanted to check and make sure that the blight has not hit my town.
Yeah, the blight.
All right. Oh, don't point that down range. Down at the ground.
No, you're there. I'm filling out my notes on my hypothesis. So my next one is that if I touch like the end of the eye stalk farther away from
wait till I'm no longer down range before you start doing all that, and I'll head back.
Yeah. I gotta finish writing it down. But yeah, if I do that, then it won't be as strong. Which is weird because like when it was on the monster, technically the whole like command to make it work would have come from farther away.
How long have you been thinking about this?
Since I saw that it could go zappy zappy if I zapped it. Look, monsters are really cool, and magic is really cool, and like finding out more stuff about why things do things is also really cool. So, yeah.
Yeah, monsters and magic may be very cool, but when it's out in the real world, it's very different.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to actually fight the monster to get the parts. I think I'd much rather stay in like a school of magic stuff and learn things there.
There's nothing wrong with that.
That's what Ari says. He thinks it's a very good idea for me to not ever like go anywhere dangerous or wild.
Have you and him been getting along very well?
Yeah. I was kind of worried for a little bit that maybe he'd like be mean or just not care because I, wasn't his, but he's been so nice. And it's not like fake nice. It's not like the nice that people do when they have to be nice to you so that they can get something, like when
not like the customers that Mother deals with.
Right. It's not like that kind of nice. It's actual nice. Like when he smiles, you can kind of see like the little crinkles up near his eyes and everything, and he's just, and he looks at me the same way that he looks at you and also Mom's tummy, because he can kind of get a reading on the baby.
That's definitely something I cannot do.
But it's a really happy kind of surprise, because I know you said he's a good person and everything, and he's supposed to be because he's a cleric and everything, but you always kind of worry, especially because my dad wasn't a good person.
I don't mean to pry, but do you miss your dad?
Not all of him. I miss parts. Like the few times that I did something that he was really excited about, and he was all like, good job, and did like the clap on the shoulder thing. Like that was nice. Or when I was able to help out with the thing once, because I was able to tell that something was a really good fake, but a fake. But I don't think you're supposed to miss parts of a person, and I don't miss the whole person.
During all those times that he seemed happy about what you did it make you happy, though? Or did you only do it to get that reaction from him?
I think I just did that so I could hear the good things. But it wasn't really because it was something that I liked. I did like pointing out that one guy with the fake. I did like pointing out that was a fake, but that's more because, well, I was right and two adults were wrong, so that was for me.
That's fair.
But yeah, like if he came back in the door right now and was just here, I don't think I'd want him to stay. I think I'd want him to go because Mom's never been happier. And I didn't realize how nice it was to not have to feel like you're walking on eggshells around someone all the time. Because I never knew what was going to make him angry and make him start yelling or make him just be just awful in general to everybody. And you don't have to worry about that with Ari. He's calm and he thinks a lot, and then he'll tell you something, and it might not be something you want to hear, but he'll tell it to you really upfront and in a very quiet way.
How would you feel about him officially becoming a part of our family?
Yeah. I think it'd be really good.
Because I had an idea and I'm going to need your help with it.
Okay.
Both of them are going to be gone for a couple of weeks. And because of my new abilities, I recently learned of a ceremony to basically marry them to each other. If you want to help me plan that.
Yes.
We can't do it total surprise on them, though. We have to let them know when they get back that that's what we plan to do and get their input on it. But
okay,
if they say yes to it, would you want to help me prepare all that?
Yes. Yes.
That'd be really, really, really cool. Yeah.
I think it would be very cool, too. Because I want to make sure when I'm away that the three, well, now it's technically going to be the four of you, stay together. Because if I'm being honest, most days I don't know if I'm coming back to you all. I've had a lot of close calls in the past 2 months alone. And I just want to make sure all four of you stay together and are well taken care of.
Yeah. I want that. And I also want you to keep coming back. So
certainly do my best to.
Okay. We can do that.
We can certainly plan that.
This is gonna be so cool. Can we make everything blue?
I don't think we can make everything blue. We could probably... I think Isla can craft us some blue flowers and arrangements and stuff like that, but not everything can be blue.
Okay, so 80% can be blue. Cool.
Let's say like 60-40 or something. We have to add in some complementary colours to it as well. If it's all just one colour scheme, it's kind of bland.
Okay, fine. 60-40. I'll take it.
Remember, we have to get Mother's input on it too, because it's going to be her wedding ceremony.
But if we tell her that a lot of the decorations are already made and they're blue.
I hate that you have a point sometimes. I hate how smart you've gotten too smart for me.
Well, I guess it's just one of my many charms.
I haven't used any of those charms on Opal.
Well, you see, and he turns a very vivid shade of pink.
And I just, as the annoying big sister, lean closer with a shit-eating grin.
I'm working on it.
Have you gotten to hang out with her recently? Do you see her at school?
Yeah, I do see her at school, but she's always like really busy. So I don't want to like, ask and make her feel bad about being busy. So
Listen to me, Adrian. Sometimes all you have to do is just cautiously jump headfirst into it and take the risk. There's two outcomes you'll get. She'll say yes and you'll get to hang out with her, get to know her more, possibly go on a couple dates. I don't know. If she says no, all you can really do with that is just respect her decision. And just know that she's not the only girl out there. Alright? For God's sake, you're only 12 years old.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, don't overthink it, alright?
I'll try, but thinking's kind of what I do a lot of.
Just tone it down a couple notches.
Click.
You have to take everything I say so literally.
But it's funny.
Yes, it is funny. That's how I can tell you're my brother.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if our little brother will be like that as well. We're gonna have a baby brother.
Oh, that's gonna be. He can't be like me because that's gonna be a lot of trouble because I can't like control myself. How am I supposed to control a smaller me?
I'm the eldest one here. You're basically like a mini version of me. How do you think I would feel having two mini versions of myself?
That's true. We can gang up on you.
That is a terrifying thought. Very terrifying thought. I don't know, maybe he'll turn out a little bit more peaceful for Mother's sake.
Maybe he'll be more like Mom's quiet side.
Maybe, hopefully. Let's pray for that. There's only room for 2 chaos children in this family.
That's always when the third comes, though.
Alright, we want to get testing on this next hypothesis of yours?
Yes.
Right. And do you want, that's where we can end that.
Yeah, I was saying, like his manic little like giggle, and you're just like, oh no, is probably like where that slides away.
So TLDR, chaos sibling shenanigans with some wedding planning thrown in for their parents. Yeah.
Which I fucking love that idea so much. Parental marriage. Yeah, I love that so much. Okay, so one of our last two, I've got Zinc, who I think is here, right? Okay, cool. Zinc, you are odds, and Devotion, you are evens on this die because there's only the two of you. Rolled 1, so it is Zinc. So, Zinc, you decided that you wanted to go back and visit with your mom, check in with her, see how she's doing, all that good stuff, which is good. Great. Everything's wonderful. Okay, so you
So when I teleported, I was a sheep.
Yeah, you were a sheep for a little bit. Your mom did glance out the window when you first appeared and seemed a little confused, but didn't really do much else because it is just a sheep. But soon after, you were able to, you turned back after a bit, and then were able to head on in and talk with your mom.
Okay, I would have taken the secret door because we're family.
Say what?
So there's a secret back door. So I would have taken that to go in just so she knows that it's me and not some impasta. And I'm gonna use the gem of seeing like as soon as I walk in just to make sure there's like no one creeping on us.
Fair enough. Honestly, your mom's house is pretty clean, like both magically and hygiene wise.
No, I think she only uses magic for like Molly Weasley type spells, like tidying up, and then like the lights that illuminate the inside of the trees. Because park is not a good window.
Definitely. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to remember what on earth your mom's name is.
It's Fawn.
Fawn. There we go. So yeah, honestly, I think she's probably knitting, just because that's like one of those nice quiet time activities. It's like a really nice, very very vibrant sweater. So she's probably just knitting, relaxing. She hears the secret door open, so she doesn't have any like qualms or anything about that. So she just kind of glances up and you come in and goes, "Stink, it's so good to see you, my boy. One moment." And she, wraps up this very long scarf that she's working on, puts it down. "What on earth? What do you have? You don't need glasses. What are you doing? Come here."
Mama. And he's just gonna run over and just jump into her arms and hug.
Just big old hug. Good stuff.
I'm so glad you're safe. Did you get the sapphire I sent you?
Yes, I did, and I put it in that nice little display case up there with some of the other ones that I've gotten. If you take them and you put them in an old lantern case and put some gravel down at the bottom, it's a very, very nice little diorama.
It's very cute. I love it.
Yeah.
It's very us. Have you had any trouble? Have people been looking for you or for me? Or I know that, when I first left, they had come looking for something specific, but at least now I know what it is.
Well, nobody's really been back here since then. I set up a couple of early warning beacons, things like that, kind of around, and I haven't had any of them go off or anything like that. But I've just been here. It turns out around the same time that your sister left, there haven't really been anybody else coming around, which makes me a little worried because the both of you are out there in that big old world, and you're just doing heavens knows what.
Oh yeah. Zink is gonna go ahead and do a long-winded rendition of everything that's happened since he left.
While you've been telling the story, your mom has taken you over to the little like kitchen table and has made like tea, put out some scones and stuff. It's a nice little like brunch.
Why do I imagine him doing it Olaf style from Frozen 2?
Oh my god, yes.
No, it's essentially just to save time because I don't want to go through a full recap. But then and then Sierra, oh my god, she's so amazing and she's really good at makeup and she's just so awesome. And then Darren, he's like super sneaky and he did the thing. And Sutha's great. And I got a tattoo. Wait, hold on, that hasn't happened yet. Retcon. She's very strong. And Flortma, he's a big old grump, but I love him. He's like my best friend in the group. And Isla was blind, and then we like fought her mother off and was like, "You're a bad mom," and now she can see, and she's engaged to Drax, who's like this awesome, fun guy, who's he's kind of like Dad used to be, just a little frumpy, but not like physically, just emotionally. And then Devotion, he's got these wings, and there was a queen, and then another queen, and then we met another queen who got usurped by another queen. I met a god. His name is Lathander. Blah 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 blah. Like he's just like he's going through like everything, and these lesbians killed each other because they wanted to overthrow the government, and it's just been a crazy.
So it's an average conversation with a 4-year-old. I'm going to tell you my entire life story at about 3 times speed.
Yeah.
I forgot about the lesbians in Emerald.
Yeah.
I wasn't here for the lesbians in Emerald. I was
Instead of
here,
reading,
right after the lesbians in Emerald.
Well, you've certainly had a lot happening since you left, and you say that you ran into Arya too.
Oh yeah, she's doing great. She actually had a piece of Grandpa's rod with her, and I gave her an amulet to keep her safe so that she can't be scryed upon. And she has a sending stone that I talked to her with. You should have gotten one too. I haven't heard from you though.
Oh, I got that. Well, truth be told, I didn't really know specifically what it was, so I put it up there with the sapphire.
The diorama. Cool.
Yeah, but now that I know, I'll just get that down. And she like kind of hustles over, pulls it off, like, puts it in her pocket. So, okay.
Yeah, and I can fly, and I learned all these cool spells. By the way,
your grandfather.
I know, but I think he might be alive still.
Honey, I know things have been real hard since.
Oh no. It's not like that. It's not like I want him or like I feel him present. I met this memory spirit, and then he goes on another tangent about and 30 minutes later. So yeah, he was in the vision that the spirit had.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it you said it was through a lot of time span. Was it an old
one? It was, I don't know, but he didn't have this. I mean, he waves the rod there. You don't happen to know where the last piece of this is, do you?
Sweetheart, I didn't know it was in pieces. Last time I saw it, it was with him and it was completely whole.
Yeah, Dad left it underneath the house in the, our little storage chamber, which I found out about when he died.
You didn't show your mom that when you first found it, did you?
Which thing? Oh no.
The piece of the rod.
No, because I took the the initial rod, which was missing just like a seam, and the note, and I left to go see if there's something we can do for Dad, but I was unsuccessful, and that's where I met the group.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh, is that what you meant when you said you knew why those people had stopped by before?
Oh, sort of. They were actually Arya's looking for something pretty dangerous. That's how I met Lathander. Remember the stone I was telling you about? And then like 20 minutes later, he gets to the point of that story. And so yeah, I got to hug a god like a couple times, and I follow him now. So if you want to follow him too, you can. But it's up to you. Really nice. And he stands for good and light.
You've been doing an awful lot there, son.
Yeah. By the way, I wanted to ask you if you don't feel safe here. I mean, I know this is our home, but we have a place in Amethyst Halls that's a little bit more secure. So if you need,
Amethyst Halls has always been very busy. It's very metropolitan, especially to me.
Yeah, our house is nice though. It's very much like a cottage tucked into the city. So even though it's in the city, it kind of feels like you're, I don't know, in a fairy tale or something.
This is my home. This is where many generations of us have lived. This is where I, had you and raised you and your sister, and I had my true love here and all that. And well, I just say that if somebody really thinks that they can get through here after what I put out around the space, well, it'll be an interesting day.
Okay. Are you still brewing potions and
Oh yeah. And the fun thing is, if you make them these special little bottles that I have found out about, it's very specific kind of glass.
Mhm.
You can make all kinds of lovely little surprises for people that might mean you ill will.
That sounds handy.
Hmm.
Well,
Or
I'm
this
glad.
really interesting tincture that kind of does this the equivalent of like a high dose poison, but without the death part. It's mostly the screaming in agony until somebody gets you off the property kind of thing.
Ooh, that sounds useful.
Mm-hmm.
Mom
Tell
is
you what.
hard. Mom is hardcore. Oh,
I figured-
I just developed this a concoction that is literally torture in a bottle.
I mean, I figure Zinc had to get those tendencies from someone in his family.
Hello,
X.
bees. Liquid bees.
Well, but yeah, I have set up a pretty good defense around here. I've added a few extra little defenses as well to our hidey hole. It's very cozy too. You know, made sure that like I've got the nice Afghan, the one that your great grandmother knitted. I've got that one down there too.
Okay. As long as you're safe, that's all I care about. And if you ever need me to get us out of here, I know how to teleport, and I know how to teleport to a circle, so I can teleport twice a day if needed.
Was that you that did the little magic burst that left a sheep out there for a bit?
He looks sheepishly at her.
Oh, that's right. You're still having those
It's the wild magic. It's
mhm,
I want to
does.
call it a blessing, but it's kind of a curse.
Well, unfortunately, it's one of those things.
Yeah, I mean it's been helpful. I've been able to save my friends on multiple occasions and help them get through stuff. So, um,
Oh,
but
I'm
what have
glad
you?
it's handy for you.
Yeah. Um, how's Rory down at the mine? Is he doing okay still?
I believe so. Sorry, who's Rory? You.
I don't know. Some-
Oh yeah, he's been doing fine. Bless his heart though, he did have a little bit of a concussion when a piece of the upper rock fell on him. But he's
Mhm.
recovered totally fine now. He can sign his name again. Everything's gonna be just fine.
Okay. Real quick, I just need to go through a checklist here. Have you seen any necrotic circles? Things that have been eating the plant life or animal life?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Has anyone seemed suspicious in that they have just a positive demeanor all the time, or that they have changed personalities completely?
No, can't say anything about that. Mm-mm.
Is
Well,
there-
except for Rory, but there was that it rock
okay.
on the head.
Yeah, that makes sense. Has there anyone new moved to town?
No. If anything, a few people have been leaving because supposedly they want to try for a different life somewhere else. I think a couple of them were heading over to Jem's garden. They apparently wanted to see if they could be garden gnomes or
Oh, it's
something.
beautiful there. Yeah, I've traveled through Emerald and Gem's Garden, and
I'm not sorry.
I'm sorry. Did she just fucking say garden gnomes?
yeah.
I'm not
I
sorry.
am fucking done with.
Yeah.
It confirms Zink's mom is an evil genius.
I believe that she may be more evil than Isla's mom. But she
Zink's mom confirmed for EBBEG.
Yes, that's why you guys never suspected.
He's the purple-eyed lady. That's why Zink has one purple eye. So anyway, yeah, if you need help around the house, I'm here. I can help, or if you want to just like, you know, go for a picnic, or we can fly if you want. I can.
I prefer to keep my 2 feet firmly on the ground.
Okay.
If you want to lend me a hand with some of the decoration for stuff downstairs, I would love to get a little bit of help.
Oh yeah, I'm happy to. He's gonna dust his hands off and
Oh yeah.
go over to the secret log, knock twice, so it opens up. Climb down into the cellar.
Wonderful. So yeah, I think we get like a probably like a little bit of a montage thing of like you guys kind of going around doing different things. Zink's probably using like Presto to spruce some stuff up, to clean things off, to maybe like revitalize some of the stuff that's faded a bit, things like that. And after a couple of hours, everything just looks really good. It's very cozy down here. Um, it's like the coziest panic room you've ever seen.
Yeah. Oh, is there still the secret tunnel?
Of course. What are you taking me for? Some kind of agent?
Just, I want to make sure you're safe. Now that I know that you have the sending stone, I'll probably contact you at least once a week just to check in, okay?
Oh, that's fine, you know. And apparently, since you can just sort of poof and go places, you can always drop by if you ever need to.
Yep.
I'll try to make sure to have your favorite tea on stock now that I know that you might be back a bit more regularly.
Speaking of, do you have any extra tea? I have a friend, Florma. I told you about him. He
Mhm.
loves
Well, let's see. I've got this very special. Oh, what was it? Here, it's this lavender. What was it? Lavender, rose, and ginseng jasmine.
Smells good.
So yeah, should be good. Especially if he wants to sprinkle a little bit of mint in there while it's steeping it. It really brings it all together.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds great. Um, okay. Um, it's getting late. I think I should probably get a little bit of sleep before I depart tomorrow.
Of course, your room is all done up the way. I haven't done anything except dust a little bit, but it's all exactly like you left it.
Okay. I love you, Mom. I'm glad that you're safe, and
I love you, honey.
I'll make you breakfast in the morning.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
Okay. And yeah, Zen goes to sleep, wakes up the next day, makes breakfast, hugs, love, and then
all good stuff. Is there a specific like family breakfast that you guys like try to make when you're together, like that's more elaborate or just more like specific, if you know what I mean? Like, do you guys like always make blueberry pancakes when it's like just family kind of thing?
honestly, like we'd probably have something like poached quail eggs, or instead of standard bacon, moonstone bacon. No, wait. What's the other country called?
Pendalin?
Yeah, Penndalen bacon.
Instead of Canadian bacon.
What's a Canadian? Uh, so yeah, and then just yeah, toast and country potatoes and maybe some fluffy biscuits, and then yeah, I'll help clean up, and I'll poof back to Black Opal. And I would like to help Adrian with prestidigitation, but we don't really have to roleplay that. Like during my downtime, I'll be helping him. If he doesn't already know it, learn it, and if he already knows it, just to sort of perfect it.
Like, here's some other stuff you could do with it.
Let me see if he knows it or not.
And of course, hang out with Bismuth and everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
What fucking spells does my brother know? Prestidigitation is a cantrip, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me see if he knows that. He does not.
Okay. With DM permission, I'd be happy to help him learn it.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine with me.
Cool. All right, yeah, I can switch that spell out for him. He. Why the fuck does he know Eldritch Blast? No, wait, that's Ruthia. I'm on the wrong character. Hold on. Why does my brother know Eldritch Blast?
Secret ninja. Secret ninja.
You know nothing.
No, I gotta check and see if he actually knows it or not now, because I was on the wrong character sheet.
Secret patron.
He still doesn't know it. Okay, I'll switch it out.
Secret warlock.
We'll switch out his dancing lights for prestidigitation.
Yeah, makes total sense. Okay. Good stuff.
All right, that character sheet's updated now.
Beautimous, and I love that. That's really cute. Okay, perfect. So, in that case, we will hop on over to our last dude of the evening, Monsieur Devotion. So we might go like right up to 1 o'clock this time. So yeah, so Devotion. You had mentioned that you wanted to start yours off with a training montage. Sorry, words. You mentioned you want to do yours with the training montage. Now, specifically, I know Sutha, somebody that you may have wanted to talk to, is kind of not in Black Opal for most of the vacation. It turns out.
Which is fine. I mean, she's just not doing her thing. He probably sees like, well, I don't see her around, and she's hard to miss, so she's probably not here. That's fine.
Yeah.
We'll do that thing later.
So yeah, you're able to do a lot of really good training though, because the kind of like woodsy area tends to be a little bit more secluded. That's the word I wanted. Just not many people really go over there. Sierra does from time to time to take care of the Raven Queen shrine that's over there, because she mentioned that's something that she would be doing. But you can easily work around it so that like you don't have to worry about like other people being there when you're training for like full tilt or what have you. But yeah, so we probably have like sort of like with Sierra, we have a bit of a little montage of maybe like some of the more intense, like cool looking parts of your training montage. Like maybe it's like block, and then like whip out your sword and then switch it to something else and then swipe. And then like maybe zoom up into the air, swirl, hit again. I don't know. What have you?
Icarus, phrasing.
Look. I have nothing to add to that. I also saw her face and just like we had the same thought. God damn it.
So yeah, so after you're done with your rapid fire sort of training, little bursts and stuff like that, maybe you're trying to catch your breath, or just like kind of doing a small cool down before you go into a next like section of it or what have you. So I know you had mentioned that yours you wanted to talk to somebody through to which you have a divine connection. Did you want to talk to Loki or did you want to talk to Tyr?
More Tyr.
Okay. Cool. So you're out, a little bit of like a secluded place. It's very nice out as per usual. You have a really nice vista that you can kind of meditate a little bit and do the focus commune kind of thing. So if you want to do all that, and I'll say like since you were coming off of a training montage kind of thing, and Tyr has some like combat stuff with him, you can roll sort of a religion check with advantage to see about how well you can communicate, or if he's going to be a petty shithead still.
That's fair. So I roll with advantage. Ooh, that's good. I like that. I'm using the gold. I'm using the sneak. The golden rigid die.
Ooh, nice.
Okay, so first roll is a 15. Let's go for poke.
What? Did you get it at 20?
The other one was a 15, so it's not that far off either. But
that's fair.
15, yeah, 20, which is 28 total.
Okay, cool. Um, so you kind of center yourself, take a deep breath, maybe another bit, and really like link in with everything that's going on, sort of bypassing Loki, who's a lot closer because like literally he's in your hand, but bypassing that and aiming it up toward the heavens, for Tyr. So you're able to make that contact, and sort of like we've seen with Flortma before, it's like a blank, and when you open your eyes on the second one, you're sort of in that astral plane in a way. And Tyr's there. He actually did show up. Looks pretty neutral, but that's not unusual or anything like that. And so he sort of sees you're there. Um, I mm, I sense that you wished to speak.
Yes. There have been some updates, some of which you may have noticed.
Yes, I sensed that a deity whom I have been told is Lathander has returned from his incarceration, imprisonment.
In imprisonment is more accurate. Incarceration would imply he did something to get put into the stone. That's more accurate towards our mutual acquaintance. We won't, to be truthful, we will never truly understand the motives of the priests who trapped Lathander within the stone. It could have been power, could have been trying to hoard his favor. We don't know. They're long dead, and he is now returned to his realm. He provided me with a small favor.
Oh.
He was in a unique position as a godly being upon the mortal plane. So I thought he may have a way to pierce where your eyes could not.
I see. Was he able to give you this information?
Somewhat. She's still doing everything she can to bind me from her, but he saw a cell in which she was in. It was fuzzy, but I could make out enough detail. It was Anya. She is alive. She is in some sort of cell, some dungeon, something of the like. To, I believe it was the northeast of the field they were standing in.
Sorry, southwest.
Southwest. Okay.
Yeah.
Can't get much farther north from there.
Yeah, that city is the furthest north.
That
So
is
southwest.
somewhere southwest, or southwest or southeast. I just brain farted.
Southwest.
Southwest.
Mhm.
She is somewhere in a dungeon southwest of Moonstone, which should now no longer be hidden from your sight without the barrier.
You are correct. I am able to see more clearly than I have in centuries. It is it's strange to have such blind spots made so clearly obvious.
They will need your help as well. They will need the courage that you can provide.
I can make it known to some of my followers in temples closer to there to depart with some intent to help.
I do not know what temple the queen sent to aid Moonstone, but a detachment of clerics was sent with those she sent to aid the city. Many there lived their whole lives under that effect, and they will need time.
Yes, definitely. It is very likely that many of them will not be able to fully recover for quite some time. But there are some clerics that specialize in healing wounds that occur to the mind as opposed to the body. It is a different and difficult process, but it is one that exists.
I am familiar. There was one such cleric in the temple when I arrived. I was certainly in a state when I arrived.
Yes. So, such clerics will most likely be the most helpful for Moonstone and its citizens. Now, I feel I must ask, have you thought any further about your potential allegiance choices when it comes to the gods whom you serve currently?
I have given it much thought. I have seen, you know what I saw with my family.
Mm-hmm.
What I saw in his eyes, their head priest, Dante. I saw much the same, in a different context. I saw what true, pure devotion to one God and one way of life can lead to some people. I have seen it lead to the madness of my family, and I have seen it lead to the acceptance of great evil for the sake of their charge. Zealotry is a dangerous thing. So I have been trying to consider, I will never worship Loki. He knows this. Ours is a partnership based on circumstance and what needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
I believe we have both, after seeing how Lythander was released, we have both been open to the idea of finding a way, as much as it may displease you and the other of this pantheon, to one day, if not release him from myself, release him from the stone entirely. Because as I don't know the reasons, I don't know who, I don't know why, all I know is the context is that his is a unique situation compared to what happened to Lythander. Much more complicated. Finding him in his own crystalline flesh. A clever move. But having seen what that one stone containing one God can do, and all I have seen him do through me, through my father, something like the liar's tongue and Loki being bound to the mortal plane is too dangerous to exist. It may cause trouble, it may cause the very chaos he is known for. I will not seek to worship Loki, but I will seek to find a way to, in the least destructive manner possible, free him, so that he and his power may not be used for great evil.
Hmm.
And if you would aid me in this, to do what is hard for the sake of the greater good.
Some could easily argue that encouraging you to ignore, cast aside, and otherwise distance yourself from the being parasitizing you in pursuit of a more pure quest could also be the greater good.
Well, I value that, and I understand it. That is not a way that is an option to me. No matter how pure I tried for 10 long years, devoted only to you, only using his power in places where yours were, for whatever reason, weakened. I used the blade because it is a tool. It is what I utilize so that I appear unarmed. It is more for strategic purposes than sentimentality. I utilize what little of him I do because it is what others will not expect. I held on to my faith to you in the Underdark, but I utilized his power because it was something they could not predict. And as I found out, it came in handier than I thought, given the new ruler of the Underdark, or at least that corner of it. He has more power here than you may realize. Regardless of what I do, still has his followers. He still has his small temples here and there.
Yes, and that in itself is concerning, because if he does have such clout, even while contained, it is always a possibility that you are being manipulated and are not aware of it.
I have learned his tricks. I have made my deals with him as distasteful as they are, allotting him a little time here, a little time there.
Some could say that you have not necessarily learned his tricks, but you have learned what he has allowed you to of his tricks.
He is a god of trickery and chaos. To think even the gods could know his true nature is a thought for philosophers. Can one truly understand the force of nature? I understand where you are, in my own mortal way, where you are coming from. But to abandon a power that has kept me alive in times where I could not rely on you, as much as I deeply wanted to. Believe me, if I could have called upon you and you alone in that dark place, I would have. But he is there, and he is useful. Until I am free of him, truly free of him, I cannot simply abandon him. It would be as if abandoning the very hand in which he is embedded. Wow, you have a unique perspective on that. But I am not yet equipped to be able to make that sacrifice, so long as he still remains with me. I cannot guarantee I will not fall back to that blade should I need it. Fall back to what tricks and abilities he has given me thus far, of which I have taken no more. Since that direct talk we had, I have taken no more power. Not from him directly. But I have had to use what I have because as much as who I am wants to follow you and you alone and devote all of my time and all of my, well, not all of my time. My time now is dedicated to protecting my group of people that I have come to care for greatly in the pursuit of my family. I will destroy one to save the other, and that is not a path I can walk in purity. It is a path I must walk in balance. Though, a tip in the balance in your favor is certainly something I welcome.
For now, I will continue to provide assistance where possible. As you know, I cannot work to directly interfere in any mortal happenings. I can only grant small gifts, boons, and gentle nudges where allowed. However, should I have reason to think that Loki's influence or Loki himself is working on a level that you are not able or not willing to understand, I will take what measures I deem appropriate to correct it. By which I mean, if there is another situation like that with Fenrir, you won't have to worry about having two deific ties any longer.
It was a lapse in my judgment. The power he has granted me has been useful. And perhaps I was too harsh on the one I sent there. But neither you or he has instilled in me a great deal of mercy. It is not the path I devoted to you. I devoted to you vengeance, and on vengeance I have reaped. But perhaps it may be time to reconsider that pact and try a different path. If I could more consistently rely on your power through something or some understanding between us, then it may be easier to wean off of his influence. But to say it would be an easy thing to do as you say in this regard would be a lie, and you do not abide a lie.
That is true. If you wish to change your path, that is, of course, up to you and what your faith in me dictates. If that is to be the way that it is, that will be your decision. I simply want to make it clear that I have expectations for my followers, for my paladins, and that I expect the same of you despite him, that I expect from them. But as I said, I will continue to provide you with the benefits of being a paladin of mine. And I wish for you all of the greatest luck in determining your future and what it holds.
Very well. All I ask is that you continue to keep them safe.
It will be done. And I think you do the blink thing, and when you blink the second time, you're back in the foresty little area. The sun's a little bit lower. It's casting a lot of really lovely coloration all across the valley that you can see down from the mountain. What expressions on your face? Not a good one.
It's not somewhat disappointment.
Mhm.
As a part of them that understands that Tyr trusts Loki less than Devotion does, and Tyr doesn't trust Loki. Devotion doesn't trust Loki at all.
Yeah.
At the same time, the disconnect of Tyr's understanding of Devotion's perspective is agitating.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because it would literally be like, because if Loki wanted to, Devotion decided, is thinking to himself, if I decided to cut myself off from this power, aside from the sword, even just cut myself off from it entirely, then Loki could, out of spite, no longer allow me to use that arm if he felt so inclined.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not like he has to try to chop his arm off before, but then the fuck grew back.
Yeah.
So he's kind of stuck in this place where he's devoted himself to not delving any deeper into Loki's power and focusing on his paladin training, and it's not getting him anywhere. It's just not clicking to the person who that would matter to.
Mm-hmm.
And it's frustrating. He just kind of like rubs his temples. Like, oh. What do you want? I can feel you snickering behind my ear.
You know, when I think of something, I'll let you know. But for now, this whole little drama thing is just great. Very
I'm glad you were entertained.
entertaining.
I will promise you this, Loki. If we can't devise a way to free you from the stone and you're just going to be stuck in it again, I will make you a promise. He has a smirk on his face, but it's not a smirk it's not a smirk Loki gets when he has a Loki idea. This is a wolfish grin.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make sure no one is able to abuse your power ever again. He sort of looks off at the horizon and looks at from where he can see. Can he see like the edge of like the sea, like the very like from where he's sitting?
Not facing this direction, because this direction looks out over the land part of the kingdom. So not.
He's going to fly straight up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to turn until he can see at least a glimmer of
Yeah.
the sea. So he'll like face more towards where Moonstone and stuff is, or like the closest body of water to the Azures, which is actually probably that way. I think, depending on where he is.
If you fly straight up, you can see both like Crystal Lake on one side and the sea on the other. So
he'll look towards. He'll like. So he's like, I don't like his how it'll go is, I promise you, and then he'll fly up in the air and look directly at the sea. If you end up sealed back in that stone again, I'll make sure no one will ever abuse your power again. Looking directly at the water, with this wolfish grin on his face.
You should get in the fucking sea.
I mean, where a better place to hide something incredibly powerful than at the bottom of the fucking ocean?
I have been sinking for 30 minutes.
He doesn't really have a response to that. He just kind of goes quiet, considering, thinking. No snarky remark just yet. But yeah.
I am curious, though. If I did take his advice, would you be that foolish to deny me a limb? You'd be bitter. You'd be petty. Right? You do that on the daily. But would you put yourself in jeopardy for the sake of that?
You could still use the arm, I suppose. You just couldn't have anything else.
Not even the fancy sword. I just got a brand new upgrade for you.
Yeah, no, that's one of those perks that you only get when you're on like my good side. So, yeah. That, and you'd have to deal with me just talking all the time.
I'm sure there are ways around that too.
Do you really want to test it though?
He just kind of like glances over his shoulder where he like normally envisions him, and then looks directly back at the sea. Today I consider it a little bit more.
I guess we'll just have to see then, won't we?
He'll look there, and then he'll turn towards the sort of vague southwesterly direction of where he did his like earlier scouting. We'll have to see, indeed.
And I think that'll probably be our last shot, is like the sun kind of setting over the kingdom kind of thing. And everything just like limbed in these really lovely like luscious golden shadows, but there's that creeping sense of darkness kind of taking over everything at the same time. Very interesting sort of dichotomy there of like, ooh, this is supposed to be hopeful, but also that's concerning. So yeah.
That's suspicious.
That's weird.
But yeah, and I think that will be our last little thing. And yeah, and we'll see what happens next time.
In a month.
All
right. I think with that, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here because I'm tired and I need to wash my face. Thank you, everybody who joined us for GKC tonight. As we have said, this is our last session for a month because Icarus is going down to see Percy. We will update you when we will be back on streaming. In the meantime, we might do something else on Fridays. I still plan to have a live stream every Friday, even if it's just like me playing video games or something. But we'll let you know when we're back to playing GKC. Other than that, y'all have a great rest of your week. Enjoy your weekend. We will see you in a month. And is it Friday yet? Mwah! I love you all so much. Bye.
Bye.